Are we ready to go?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of the Lodge at Endsmeet. Now, it's been a bit of a hiatus, but our party is diving back into this adventure, where we will dive over to Penn for a recap.
In tandem with Emily. So, I believe we started the last session with Claudia's transformation. Yes? Okay. So she had just gotten the news that her brother was dead from their stranger in their midst. And it triggered her first transformation. And so we immediately went into combat with trying to restrain her. And protect themselves, the whole party, and these two werewolves. And she was brought down by a ridiculous blow from Artie's artillery, which was incredible. And, well, that took most of her health, but Gideon was the one who did the final blow, which still resonates with him. Because Knuckles said immediately after, this was bad, she can't be unconscious, you might lose her forever. So the party...
She also immediately scratched Neo.
That's true, I forgot about that. She scratched Neo, which is kind of hilarious. He was the one with the least investment in all of this, and he was the one who got afflicted with the lycanthropy curse almost immediately. So in a fun little parallel to rushing Lilibel to Endsmeet to save her life, they rushed Claudia there as well to hopefully get some sort of help from the cleric Targon?
Got it
Yes.
in one.
To get the cleric Targon to put some sort of greater restoration. Otherwise, her first transformation would lose her to her feral bestial side permanently. And they managed to do so, which is great. During the run, they didn't encounter too much. Neo saw a group of people in the woods that tailed them for a little bit, but everything was going so quickly that it wasn't determined who they were, and they didn't follow us into town, so shrug. They get to the temple of Pyrrhus, and Targon saves Claudia's sanity and personality.
Very important, however, Claudia sees a weird gazelle thing.
You're right.
While she sees a weird gazelle thing that is later identified as the outsider.
Yes. A three-eyed gazelle is one of the last things she sees in her shadow darkness state as she combats the beast within. And she's brought back, and the party is very grateful to Targon. To the point that Artie even tries to give him every gold in his pocket, which was so sweet.
So cute.
And even when the guy was like, please stop. Please stop trying to sneak this into my pocket.
I wonder why I didn't have so much gold left.
also uncursed Neo.
And uncursed Neo. Potentially against his will, but we don't know. So after that, Light appears and we tell her what happened. She takes us to the Ends Watch to kind of get a rundown of what we know. And we tell her about the two wereboars working under Vera, and it seems that Vera has split from Raynor, or the other way around, Raynor has split from Vera and taken the bulk of the Mooney's forces, which Light says is a shame because Vera is apparently the reasonable one of the two of them. And that it seems like Raynor's people are going to be the ones who are attempting to assail the Shine Haven. And since we're all beat to shit and out of magic, we decide to rest hereafter and go back to the lodge.
Gideon also tells Light about some kids that he's looking for.
That's right. Gideon reveals that he's
brother
feeling...
and sister split.
Yes, he's feeling frustrated because he hasn't found any leads to his missing nieces, and that his brother and his brother's wife were killed in a mysterious circumstance.
Violent,
mysterious circumstances.
Already got wasted.
There was a moment where Artie seems to have been kind of brushed off by the rest of the group, and he was sad about that. And
it was sad.
Who knows what's going on there?
He hung out with
Knuckle.
Battery low.
Got wasted, and then we all met back up to the camp.
He got a piggyback ride.
Charging
back to camp,
battery.
He did, from Gideon.
It was very
That
sweet.
was very cute. They got back to the camp. They asked Neo a couple questions because it was kind of like the first moment where something wasn't like 0 to 100, and we could talk to Neo about like, hey, what's your deal? Why are you here? What's your plans? And he talked about his god, this, and that she kind of directed him this way to find someone attached to this symbol that he saw, which was revealed to him by a gazelle with 3 eyes, which is when Claudia brings up her sighting of this creature so very recently, and that's when Velen is like, oh yeah, that's the outsider. And I don't know if this happened in character tests.
Yeah, I kind
With
of
the
out
outsiders?
of character was like, oh my god, like the store, and so I don't think we've made it that connection in character.
Okay,
but I'm
but
glad we're
it could
establishing
potentially be made in character later.
that.
But apparently this gazelle is called the outsider. Don't know what that's all about. And Neo isn't 100% sure what he's doing here with the group. He just knows that he needs to stick by Velen because that's kind of the direction his god has put him in. He doesn't make
uneasy truce. Uneasy
Yes.
truce.
He doesn't make fast friends with Tess.
Him and Velen.
Even though he tries to kind of broach that gap with a little druidcraft, but you know, we've all been beat to shit, and we're not really trusting of strangers right now, which is fair.
Well, he also lesser restorationed, already out of drunkenness and kind of
Against
forced
his
him
will, yeah.
by himself
Forced him
with
to get
his pride.
sober. Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
really what he was feeling right at that
Immediately
moment.
after that.
Then he nat one that shit. It was amazing. There was some off-screen RPs when everybody was going to sleep or otherwise resting. Actually, before that, I know Claudia and Gideon had a nice.
I was about to say, I can't believe you forgot
Yes,
to
yes,
mention
yes.
the raccoon.
Yeah, Claudia and Gideon had a good on-screen moment where they were kind of vibing at the edge of the woods, and Claudia admitted that Jericho saw Gideon as a father figure, and she thanked him for his influence on their lives, however brief it was. And then the raccoon appeared, and Gideon animal whispered the shit out of it with an natural 20, against his will, kind of, and allowed Claudia a nice little moment with the raccoon that she's been trying to entice this entire campaign so far. Claudia slept with Velen in her tent, and they had a little scene where they kind of talked about family and what it means to be a sister from 2 very different perspectives. Velen talked with Gideon, not Velen, sorry. Tess talked with Gideon, so I'll leave that to Tess to talk about.
Didn't Velen also reveal that like her brother tried to kill her?
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by what it means to be a sister, different circumstances. Yes, apparently Velen's brother tried to kill her.
Or something. That
Or
was
something.
certainly Velen's story.
Was this
Yeah.
an RP?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
this
text
is an
message.
The
RP.
text RP, yeah.
It was a text RP.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh no,
and
I
there were
threw
a
my
couple
phone
of
on the
them.
floor.
Claudia was very distraught because she couldn't imagine her brother ever doing something like that to her, but Velen was like, there's a lot of different perspectives out there.
It was a very different. It shed some light on why Velen
Why
and Jared
Velen acted with, yeah.
didn't really get along.
Which is
And then Tess and Velen also had a little scene where Tess was like, "Hey, you okay after that sword thing?" And Velen was like, not really, but like also it's fine."
we've got like priority list. I guess this
Yeah.
weird possession by sword was lower
Yeah,
on it,
there
which
was
is so
some
weird.
possession stuff. It was weird, and they kind of danced a little bit, sort of.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
After which point, Tess and Gideon had a little scene, and they kind of talked a little bit about like Tess was also kind of like, "Hey, are you okay? Things are not great," and so they sort of had a little bit of a bonding moment. And I guess Tess sort of revealed that like she had a connection to the caravan in part because she grew up in a house with wheels that traveled around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, already had a dream, and his
That's
god
right.
came to him and
Right.
told him that he's not a scientific genius. That is just magic.
Well, not necessarily. He also does magic.
It could be both.
A little mixture of both. And Neo talked to his goddess again, where he was like, I'm here. What do you want me to do? And she was like, well, I kind of wanted the girl's brother, but she'll work. She'll do. So apparently Velen's brother is coming up a little bit more frequently now. But we don't know.
I think that is a sufficient
Hundreds
recap.
of miles away, so you're stuck with
We
Velen.
also can't forget the great send-off Echo gave Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's right. At the very beginning.
That's when it started. Right. I jumped to the
Not his
battle.
soul
but
blade. I forgot.
his judgment. Jericho's judgment would be a cool song name.
When your PC dies, it is a significant moment, and so your character will be judged.
It was just awesome.
Gee willikers, I hope my character dies for a cool judgment scene. I'm kidding.
Please don't.
No, you're going straight to.
But no, we know now that he's hanging out with Valkyne, and I don't remember. Claudia, did Claudia see him in her vision?
She
He won't
saw
stop
him.
watching. You know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, she saw him and Valkyne when she just woke from her trial, and then she prayed to Valkyne before she went to bed, and Valkyne said that he was watching over her, which was, all right.
Well done. Penn, you earn an inspiration point for the recap.
I had a lot of help. But
Yes, you did. Emily, you also earn an inspiration point for the collaboration.
Sweet, thanks.
I do my best. As you guys did a lot of RP written after the events of last session, I was originally planning on bidding in this question with a Night's Watch, but the question begins, should we take a Night's Watch? Or all of you doing your own thing and sleeping?
I mean, I think that I RP'd enough where I don't know that there would be room for a Night's Watch in there. Like, I feel like I set what Velen did throughout the course of the RP scenes that I did, so...
That's fair.
I think Claudia
Already
didn't have
knocked
the
out.
presence of mind to perform a watch. She pretty much pet a raccoon, cried, and went to bed.
In that case, I'd like one D100 roll, please.
Not me. I'm not going to be the one who kills
I got
Marty.
it.
Thank you.
Gideon kept watch for some of the night, but
It's
not
true.
the whole thing.
Established that for part of it, he was just looking. He wasn't really keeping watch.
Velen,
I mean, that's true too.
I require a charisma saving throw from you, please.
Oh shit!
Fine.
What?
Yeah, she's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Worry about it.
Not a thing to worry about. You
Uh-huh.
all, I promise, you all awaken, having completed a long rest,
Yes. Spells.
Thank God I had
undisturbed,
one hit point.
well rested, healed up. It is about 9 in the morning. You slept in a little bit. And the business that is the lodge at Endsmeet, the Cedarkind Lodge, sounds like it is bustling with people.
So, can I just ask, is it alright? You said 9 in the morning. Is it alright if Tess wakes up maybe an hour before that? Because I have some stuff that I want her to prep.
What did you have in mind?
She went to bed thinking about this. She wants to do a ceremony for Claudia, kind of like the way that she did one for Darla when she had her transformation. But I have been thinking about this kind of out of character, and so I think that she has an idea of what she wants to do kind of in character for it, and it requires a little bit of setup. Is that okay?
I like that idea. However, I remind you that you did drink very ferociously before going to bed.
That is a good point. That's true. That's
Maybe
true.
you can't say.
She rolled
Yeah,
a con save last session. I will say you can totally do that ceremony.
But not wake up early.
But maybe not waking up early, no.
That's so super fair. Totally fair. Cool. And other people can do their stuff, and she'll just set up while everyone else is eating breakfast.
Okay. What do you all do, as it is the morning after?
Artie
Fair.
gets out of his tent and he just sits up against the front of it, just looking solemn, looking very sad and confused. He's just gonna hang out there by himself for a little bit.
Okay.
Where's that raccoon?
He was in our tent at one point last
Mhm.
time.
Roll me a
His little
perception
butts
check.
sticking out of the tent. Perception.
I'm cooking it for breakfast.
Raccoon stew.
I think Claudia's eyes are really swollen. She's not really seeing
You
much this
don't.
morning.
You think for yourself, where'd that raccoon go? And then you just stumble outside, having immediately forgotten about it.
Maybe I smell bacon.
You could.
I'm hungrier than I used to be.
Oh no.
Velen, what are you doing this morning?
Bellin is going to check on Claudia.
Okay, so Claudia emerges from the tent as you head towards her.
Yeah. Get enough sleep?
I don't think I'll ever have enough sleep.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe we can round up some coffee.
And bacon.
Or whatever. Sure.
Gideon, what are you doing this morning?
Not actually cooking a raccoon. Gideon gets up and he goes into the lodge to try and secure like a pot of coffee and some cups that he'll bring out to people.
A whole pot is simple enough.
yeah.
It's 8 copper.
Okay.
Please make a note of that. The tolls of living.
Yep.
These are our 3 meals.
I mean, when you do enter the lodge at Endsmeet, you see Nod is having a conversation with Drinyer. Do you interrupt? Do you try and eavesdrop? Because they seem to stop and look at you if you do proceed just straight in.
Yeah, I walk straight in, but like if they stop and look at me.
Nod looks at you and says, "Good morning."
Hey, good morning. Am I interrupting something?
Business talk, as it were. And
Right.
Drinyer looks at you and says, "Hey,
Hey, man, I was just trying to get maybe a pot of coffee and, some cups I could take out. I can wait though.
oh, it's no trouble. How's little Claudia doing?"
He kind of makes a face. He's like, well, she's not alone. I think that's helping.
Yeah, I bet it is. And he heads back into the kitchen. And as he does, Nod looks at you and he says, "I hate to be putting such a fine point on it, but your group, you're staying with the Ends Watch, right? You're working with them?
For now, as far as I know, yeah.
What are your plans for the long term?"
You asking about the group?
"Yes, ma'am. Sir."
Not sure I entirely know for everybody. I'm looking for some people myself, but I don't think anybody's planning on running off anytime soon. Not that they've said.
Good to know. Good to know. Your little group here has turned out to be a bit of a cornerstone for some of the more concerned individuals in town. You've done good work by us, so
That's good to know. Doesn't always feel like it, but
you've helped a lot. And we're noticing. So, stick around. And Drenyer comes back out with a pot of coffee. And he sets it in front of you with a stack of cups.
I mean, I put down a silver and
He gives you
Nod
2
at
copper
them.
back.
I leave them on the bar.
You
And,
son of a.
I nod at them. It's like, all right, well, carry on.
Drenir kind of tips his head to you, and he leans on the counter, looking at Nod. And do you leave?
Yeah.
Okay. They resume their conversation.
Have we met Nod before?
Yep.
Yes.
He's the mayor. You've met him a few times.
You talked
okay.
Is
I've
it
never
a
seen his picture.
specifically, yeah,
Is it a
talked to
Nazi?
him when he
I've
was
never
talking to
seen his
this old
picture down
lady.
here. Yeah,
Can I walk out kind of slow and see if I can catch something of what they're going on about?
Good.
Roll
Good.
perception.
I'm glad.
I like his picture.
I didn't picture him looking like that either.
I didn't either, but I like it.
With a 17, you catch. There's a lot of tension. Apparently, word about the conflict between Vera and Raynor and the End's Watch, some of it has gotten out. And so people are nervous. People aren't going out into their farms. People are staying at home. Some younger folk are gathering up arms.
Oh.
That's what you hear.
Okay.
Where's that brewing?
Any much longer, and they're going to notice you. So you get the feeling.
I mean, that's probably good. I can see his concerns there, and considering also what he asked me, I'll just take the coffee out and start pouring coffee for anybody who's coming out of their tents. I'll start with Artie.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey.
Neo?
Neo is sitting under, I guess, this little bush or right next to it, and he's got like a branch or something that he's carving what look to be symbols into. In reality, it's Druidic language,
Okay.
and I will sit there until somebody says anything or acknowledges me, because yeah.
Okay. As you sit there and carve whatever it is that you want to into this stick and you look around, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, I can do that.
Boy, I hope so.
19.
With a 19, you hear in your ear, "Hey." It's a familiar voice. Do you respond or do you just ignore it?
Nope, I go, hello.
So I've had a thought. When you get a chance, ask the Dawes girl when she last heard of him.
Is this gonna get me in trouble?
No. Well, I don't think it should. I don't think so.
Alright. I'll be right on it.
I know you will.
You want some coffee, Neo?
Yeah, sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a question. She'll ask to the general group within earshot. I know it's, on the list of things we have to do, it's not super high, but I still would like to get Jericho.
Yeah. Definitely on the list.
Don't leave him out like that either.
No, I figured we could talk to Solite and see what she has, if she has anything.
Yeah, I actually ran into the mayor inside getting this, and he asked me what we were planning on doing. as a group. And he said, well, he said that we've been doing good things and that people had come to depend on us. And he asked that we stick around for a while. So I figure, we got enough goodwill, people should help us out.
It's good to hear.
You mean like help us with this specifically, or you're just saying that general?
I mean, both. Both, sweetheart,
Yeah. Get up.
I just got a couple little prep things I gotta do, and you're gonna see him unenthusiastically, like, carving some runes into a metal rod and tinkering with a few things. Doesn't look like
Aw.
he's enjoying it.
Sad tinker.
Tess will come over and give him some guidance.
Oh,
And
thank you.
kind of smile at him.
Unfortunately don't think I need it.
Unfortunately,
Do you want to hear some bullshit?
was some bullshit.
Not a fucking genius. Just magic.
It's
It's always just been magic. And my
I don't-
my whole life flips upside down. Like, cool, I'm magic, but like, I thought I was something special. So many magic people in this world. Not a lot of geniuses.
Artie,
Hmm.
what if you're a genius and you're magic?
I mean, if I would have been able to do the things that I was doing without magic, that's something special.
I mean,
Artie,
That's what I thought the whole
You're
time.
still special. You're so special. Look at all the cool things you've done. Look at all the creativity that you have. You think most people, even if it's magic, could like build the stuff that you build just randomly? Okay, sure, it's infused with magic. Great. That doesn't mean that it doesn't make you less of a genius. It doesn't make you less of a creative virtuoso.
It's not a bad point. It's just a little, after everything we've been through, it's just a little disappointing. I was really holding on to that. It's just been a rough few days. Oof, that was a cherry on top.
I mean, I can see that, but like, I know magic, Artie, and I can't think of any of the things that you come up with.
You know what? Maybe I am still a genius.
You're way smarter than me.
I have a couple ideas. This might just make things a lot easier. I think I could kind of switch up my inventions on a pretty quick basis now. Let me go do this. And he scurries off. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all. And he scurries off into a tent, and you hear things just flying out of his backpack. He's starting to work on his prepared spells for the day.
He's gonna be all right.
You're all the best.
Do you want anything from Tarly's? I gotta go shopping.
No. I got magic. I don't need shit.
You're gonna
Okay.
say Target.
Maybe if I build you guys some armor or some weapons, I might need stuff. But right now, I'm just gonna use this magic.
Yeah, see, it's not all bad.
Oh, save on cost.
Should we go see Solite?
Let's let Artie get what he's doing done, and
Also,
here.
Tess, we gotta sort out your ceremony.
I would like that if we I mean, the ritual does take an hour to cast, and I don't know if people want to spend an hour right now. But I think like Tess will kind of look at Claudia and say, "Look, I have this thing I want to do for you, but it's going to take a little bit of time, and I know you want to get Jericho down, so we don't have to do it right now. But I do want to do it for you, just to mark this chapter, if that's okay."
That's fine with me. As far as Jericho goes, I'm assuming he's not going anywhere anytime soon, so while I'd like to get him down, I know that we have kind of an order of operations we have to operate under right now. So if you can do it now, that's fine with me.
Okay. give me about 10 minutes to set it up. Okay?
Okay.
Claudia.
Yeah?
At some point, you're going to pick up your pack. And when you do, the bottom of it falls open, and a heavy, furry lump just is stuck on its back as the raccoon is covered in the remains of several rations and appears to have chewed through the bottom of your pack.
Oh my god.
Oh. Bandit. No. Okay. I'm gonna try to pick it up.
It is struggling to get onto its own feet from the center of its back. Roll me a dexterity check to not get clawed.
Oh, it's fine.
I mean, I guess you could just get clawed if you want.
Because of the territory of pet ownership.
With a 15, you successfully manage the creature. You pick it up. It weighs more than it looks like it would, and it is a chubby raccoon. You have the raccoon in your hands, and it is kind of lazily struggling. Its limbs are trying to get a good grip on your arm, but they can't quite. And you just hear this.
We don't eat things that aren't food, Bandit. Gonna set it down. All fours.
Okay.
You already you named it?
I named it when we first met it.
It kind of tries to scurry and scuttles in a... There's just a cloud of dust. And it manages to make itself out of the tent. And it makes itself kind of crawl over toward these other packs.
Oh no. Oh, okay. No, come here. I'm just gonna gently shoo it away from that.
Okay. Roll me animal handling.
I need to get a new bag, guys. Pretty good.
Yeah, with a 17, you convince the raccoon not to attack anybody else's pack. For now. And it seems to be trying to investigate the ground for fallen debris. And it
get like a tin bowl and put some food in it for him and
okay.
sit aside somewhere else.
The raccoon, Bandit, sits next to the bowl, begins individually picking up pieces of food and eating pretty contentedly.
Good boy.
Seated on its haunches.
Now, let me ask you something. So the first raccoon that we saw that I scared away, I don't remember you describing it as being super fat. Does Gideon know that these are like not the same raccoons?
Or has this one just been eating good since?
Roll me a history check.
Oh
There's
my
actually
goodness.
a colony of raccoons nearby.
Maybe it is the same one. He's just been living high on the hog. 11.
The raccoon you saw at first that you shoot away had a thin hairline scar going along its snout, probably from a fight with another raccoon. This raccoon has a very similar scar. You think it's just been subsisting off of people food for a long time.
Okay.
Good.
So, you know that now. I don't know what you do with that information, Gideon.
At least Claudia isn't getting taken advantage of by multiple raccoons.
Just the one.
That would be something.
Oh
Could you
yeah, I'm
imagine
sure
they
she
just-
would.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm sure that she would not be equally seduced by any other raccoon that crosses her path.
I'm a one raccoon kind of girl.
I can just picture like one raccoon goes back like, yeah, bro, she just gave me all this food. It's your turn. You go get some, and they just trade out.
They're all named Bandit.
Bandit 1, Bandit 2, Bandit 3.
Oh shoot.
Oh, dear.
Somebody say they're
Bandit
getting
Junior.
supplies.
Well, I need a new bag.
I don't know if Tarly's gonna have it, but I need like a pouch of gold dust worth like at least 25 gold.
Can't you
Yeah,
just
I need-
pulverize your gold coins?
I need something like that too, but rubies.
Actually, a really good idea.
I mean, it does seem like the kind of thing that Zeke would have.
Okay. Can somebody grab that for me while I'm doing this?
Let
Yeah.
me check and see if I need new spell components for my new spell, or if it's just a song.
Okay.
I need 25 gold worth of ruby dust also.
Yep, so I'm gonna hand that pouch of 25 gold over to Tess.
I apparently need a
sure.
small crystal bead.
Thank you.
But it doesn't have an amount, so I'm just magically I have a small crystal bead.
That's
Nice.
what Velen would have.
It does sound like something that Velen would have. Just like pull it off an earring, like, oh, now I've got it.
Yep. Just there the whole.
Sorry. Hack.
Um.
Oh,
So here's the thing. Tess does want to go shopping, but also she's setting up the ceremony. Like, do you want to have Velen? Do you want to have like a little shopping thing? Would you be able to get ingredients
Yeah, I can
while
shop.
that?
Do the little
Cool.
trip. Well,
It does not seem like a hugely challenging endeavor. Just you need gold dust. You need gold dust.
I need ruby dust.
You need gold dust. You need ruby dust.
If you get the stuff from the Outsider's Witness, maybe ask to Zeke about the Outsider.
Yeah.
Oh, did we make that connection in character?
Well, you said Outsider.
No.
I guess it's up to us, so
We
bring it
did
over.
not make that connection.
You guys,
in
we do
character.
not have to trip over our own feet to try and make a meta connection, not an in-character connection, okay?
Okay.
Like, good lord. It's the same word. Just
Look, I just didn't want a metagame, okay? Bah.
Yeah, I figured that either when one of them went to the outsider witness, they'd be like, "Oh, hey,
sure.
Sure.
that's
sure.
the same."
I can ask Zeke about that when I go shopping and
Yeah.
get spell components.
I'm just saying you don't have to trip over yourself to try and not have that thought in character.
Artie, can you actually pulverize coins into powder? I need some powdered silver.
Mm.
Just in case.
Yeah, I mean, would it require jewel crafting tools or whatever that is?
Jeweler's
Oh.
tools?
Jeweler's tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
I can
just
do
do
that.
it.
Do you
Alright.
have it on you right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have everything.
Then why do you need someone to go get?
Didn't think about that. I haven't used that functionality yet. I gotta dust it off.
Would it be the equivalent
Mhm.
in gold coins if I just pulverize it?
Yep.
Cut out. The
Actually,
middle.
yeah. Everybody, give me your stuff. I can pulverize all of it.
But
I don't know if I have rubies. I think we need. to
Yeah,
actually
I'll
get
ask. I'll
them.
see about getting ruby dust. Worth
All right, let
25.
me get my
Uh,
gold
so
back. I'm gonna do that.
I
So
actually
if you
wanted,
could make me some silver, that'd be great.
I actually wanted to try something before I forgot. Gideon, you need silver dust?
Powdered silver, yes, ma'am.
How much do you need?
Well, oh, good question. It doesn't really say. It just says powdered silver.
Oh, that means it's not a component.
a
that you need
gold
to
amount,
actually
yeah.
spend money on.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
okay. I was just gonna take it and hand it to Artie, but I wanted to see what would happen
If what?
if I touch silver.
Oh. I'll hold out a silver coin. You can touch this if you want to.
I open my palm for you to drop it in.
Okay, I drop it in there.
You take 2 points of radiant damage, and your palm burns.
Does it leave a mark?
Yeah.
I just pull my hand back and let it drop to the ground. Yeah, it hurts.
Not good.
All
Good.
right.
Right.
How am I supposed to pay for stuff that costs silver?
Well, you're gonna have
You-
to count it out in
One of-
coppers.
One of us will do it. We'll take your change.
That's gonna be
This
so
is-
weird.
It's
That's
not gonna
what
be-
gloves are for.
Oh,
That's a
yeah,
good point,
you're
actually.
here.
Yes,
Oh,
he's
God.
here. Claudia.
It's
Oh,
kind of
well.
hard to miss. I mean,
Yeah,
look.
He's a pretty big guy. Just
If you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
looking
oh.
directly at him, he kind of looks like a weird gnarled tree.
He's like all cloaked in darkness and
Thank
shit. What do
you.
you mean?
You're really one with nature.
That's the intention.
All right, I guess I'm going shopping. Anybody else need anything?
Nah, I got my
I'll be
gold dust.
coming
I need
with
a
you
new
if that's
bag.
all right.
Is this because you need to follow her around everywhere?
Nope.
You want to buy something?
And I can fix your bag.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to grab her bag and I'll just use mending on it to see if it fixes it.
Unfortunately, the bag is missing pieces of
chewed
leather.
to shit.
Like,
Oh, he
It has been
swallowed it
it's
all.
not just a crack.
Ah.
It's not like a cut.
Gotcha.
It
Fair.
was a raccoon being a raccoon. It's thrashed.
Well, maybe not.
Well, I appreciate the thought. Actually, Neo, before you go, I did want to say something to you.
Hmm.
I'm sorry
Or what?
for scratching you.
Ah, not your fault.
Literally was.
Caged animals fight back. It's fine.
You kind of see Claudia flinch at the word caged animal.
She says, okay, right.
And then turns away.
I'm gonna pulverize my gold. I take my multi-tool out, and then you see it transform into a set of jeweler's tools.
Mm-hmm.
I just start get a little bowl out, and I pulverize it into a bowl, pour it into a pouch.
It's simple enough. You don't need to roll anything for that.
I do the
Okay.
same for Gideon's silver dust, undisclosed amount.
So silver, you can't really pulverize silver. Instead, you are sitting there with a file, just
Oh.
You could also be iron, so it's actually not
Can't
that
make-
deep.
You can't make powdered silver then?
no, he can.
You just
it
have
just
to shave it.
it's not
just
with a
fixed.
hammer. It takes a
Oh,
long
got it.
time.
I do have a file.
Or
Yep.
it could be. You don't have to do that, Artie. I could also use holy
Alright.
water. Let's
Got
be
it.
honest. I'm never gonna cast this spell.
You also can use prestidigitation to do this if you have it.
I don't.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Do I?
I don't know.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I could do that.
You can see him shaving coins. It's a brief matter to just turn them to shavings.
Yeah. I do that for
Fabulous.
Tessa's ceremony gold.
Fabulous.
She gave
Okay.
me so many silver coins, just a whole bundle.
You have a big pile of dust. What are the rest of you doing?
If I breathed that, it would kill me.
It would hurt.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, I actually think if any of us breathed that, it would not do anything good.
Yeah,
for-
the amount of metal dust in your lungs is probably not good no matter what you
I want to
do.
cast.
It sucks,
I want to
yeah.
cast Druidcraft to see what the weather's going to be like today.
Okay.
Cast Doppler radar.
You cast Druidcraft, and you see there is a small, you get this scent of freshly fallen rain, of mist and fog, and you get the feeling that today it's going to be gray skies and rainy.
Boy.
All right, cool. And then I will proceed to follow Velen to the store.
Okay. I'm going to move the
Alright.
map to
Will be a fun
Endsmeet.
duo to watch.
So what do you want to buy?
I'm not trying to buy anything really,
Okay.
but I was told to ask you when was the last time you've heard from him.
From who?
Him, I think your brother.
What?
Roll a
I'm gonna
religion
need you to-
check real quick. Not not Velen. Neo, roll me a religion check real quick.
Oh, shit. 10.
Could have been her brother.
Oh no. She says what, and she is not looking like she has a clue where that question came from.
And you just hear him say under his breath, "God damn it, you're not very." You know what? Forget it. Oh, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little more than that, friend.
And as we're walking, he's gonna try to reach back out, like, who?
What was that
I
name?
never asked.
Okay, Romeo.
Oh my god.
Roll me a wisdom plus proficiency, but it is
You-
a disadvantage. in a
He
stressful
wasn't,
moment.
he wasn't thinking about it when he was carving, and he just heard it pop in his head. Uh, disadvantage.
You're so wise though.
14.
This is one of the rare occasions that you feel like you're reaching out blindly. You don't know what direction to reach. She doesn't seem to hear you.
And then he's just gonna stay quiet as you guys go shopping.
Yeah, that's not. Velen stops walking. This is not a person who
Like,
could be brought up
come
to her
on.
without a reaction. I'm sorry. What? You said your goddess sent you.
Yeah. She's not the best at communication.
You said your goddess sent you.
Yeah.
So my brother didn't send you.
Nope, that would be correct.
Why do you want to know about him?
It might not be him. Look, my goddess said to ask when the last time you heard from him was, and I just assumed it was. I didn't ask her. I wasn't thinking.
All right. Well, for your future edification, my brother and I, we don't talk. There's
Well,
no
then-
communicating that happens there. He is over there, where he can fucking stay. Got it?
Yep.
Great.
Correct.
Shopping.
Yep. Shopping. Let's go.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
Good old 20 wisdom.
I don't. There's no way that was Neo's fault. He
No.
could have no idea that he was walking into that particular minefield. That
Nope.
was
Fabulous.
Anyway, to the outsider's witness, we go.
Okay. Well, we will handle the outsider's witness real quick, and then we will do the ceremony.
Ceremony.
You know what I mean.
The ceremony.
The ceremony.
Smurf.
Help.
That was a fun minefield, though.
Okay. You head to the outsider's witness. It is quiet. It is not busy. You see Nazik is behind the counter. He has a book open in front of him, open on the counter, and as you enter, he looks up and... Good morning. It is a pleasure to see customers again.
Good morning.
How may I help you two? I see you've brought a new friend.
Yeah, that's definitely what I've done.
We're not friends.
I am simply being diplomatic.
Nazik
I
does
am not going to assume anything.
He does not want any of our drama. Okay. Nazik, we spell components. Powdered ruby.
Yes?
Can you hook us up with powdered ruby? I need 25 gold pieces worth at least.
This is very simple. Yes, no problem.
And then silvered arrows?
Crossbow bolts.
Crossbow bolts, sorry.
How many?
4.
I mean, Tez said 4. I feel like this is the kind of thing where, you know, we're not gonna be sad that we have too many silvered crossbow bolts.
That makes sense to me.
Are you having a conversation with me about this? For I will sell you as many as you like.
Yeah, sell me, I don't know, how much for 10?
Why, about 60 gold pieces.
All right, we'll do that.
So total, we are sitting on about 85 gold pieces.
You
You
have
have
a
healing potions?
I do.
you have a crossbow.
I do. You want both?
I'll take 3 healing potions.
They are 50 gold apiece.
Yep.
I need to be able to do things in the field of combat that are not just singing and trying to stab things. Like I don't want to die. I've got a level with you. It's unpleasant when you're this close to just being dead. So I want to get something with a little more range, and I figure as long as I'm buying crossbow bolts, I might as well buy a crossbow.
You do not need to justify your purchases with me. I am happy to oblige. And he sets a finely made but simple light crossbow down on the counter. He then picks up a wooden crate, pulls it open, and pulls out 3 cylindrical bottles of healing potions and sets them ting, ting, ting on the counter. And then he pulls out a sheaf. You hear some rattling, and he sets a small quiver of bolts, 10, on the counter. He says, "For the crossbow, I will require 20 gold pieces. Is that too steep? We may remove some of these bolts and reduce the price."
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I might have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have money.
It is good to know.
Yeah, maybe make it.
I'll throw 20 gold on the table for a crossbow.
It seems as though
Villain-
you are recovered.
Consider it an apology.
All right, then I'll accept it. But you just told him we aren't friends.
What is
We have
an
to be
apology
friends to
between accomplices?
apologize.
Usually.
You could simply say you're associates.
Yeah, that's true.
I
now.
do not know many people that would not be wanting to work with a man dressed like a tree. And he pulls the gold back, the total of which is going to be about 230 gold pieces between the two of you.
Yeah, I give 170, and now I'm poor.
Okay. So that's 60
have-
gold just for the crossbow bolts.
And the rubies.
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's an
yeah,
additional
there's
25.
25. So I'm.
And I gave you at
You
least
gave me money for
25.
that. Okay, so then I have enough.
Okay, so that's
because
85.
I had 70, so that means that I can plop my 60 down plus the 25.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you all do that math, and you collect your goods. 10
Hey.
silver crossbow bolts, a light crossbow, 3 healing potions, and 25
Yay.
gold worth of ruby dust.
Nazik,
Yes?
what do you know about the outsider?
You see, Nazik looks around the store and says, "Well, you may have heard. This store is called The Outsider's Witness.
Yeah.
I've seen the individual before.
It just, So you've witnessed the outsider.
Mm-hmm. That is the premise.
It was supposed to be a leading question, right? So
You're going to have to be a bit more specific, as this is not a...
Are you personally acquainted?
I don't believe anybody is well acquainted with the outsider, but I did encounter him. Hit. Her. I'll stay with it.
Do you know what they want?
Nazik seems to lean back, and I'm going to require a persuasion check from you.
Good thing we sent Velen.
Yeah, good thing we sent Velen.
Well, you say that now, but
Already should have done this.
yeah, that's not great. That's a 12.
I do not know what the outsider wants. I know what they asked me for. I don't know if that is something they wanted or if that is just how they did business.
That
ever
seems like it would be a pretty personal thing to ask you to tell me.
I will tell you, ever since I met the outsider, I have spent years trying to understand who and where they came from. I was with a group at the Friends at the time. And we met the outsider. He was not of this world, not of this plane. Are you familiar with planes?
Yeah.
He's not of this one. And he offered magical effects, the likes of which I'd never seen before. Things that could undo mistakes in your past. Things that could create new possibilities. Or make a change in your life that has already happened. And see what it does to you now.
Sounds life-changing.
That is what he offered, but in return he demanded favors and promises that they were too steep for me, but they were not too steep for one of my companions. They took the outsider up on his offer. Their offer. Its offer? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And I never saw them again. I don't know if they died. I don't know if they got exactly what they wanted. But something about what they changed meant they never met me. But I remember them.
That's melancholy.
Yes. It is one of the mysteries of this world that I desire to know the truth behind. Which is why I made this magic shop. Hopefully I might find maybe someone who's met him before themselves. Someone who is changed by them. I don't know.
For whatever it's worth, which I know may not be much, I'm sorry you lost the meeting of your friend.
I am sorry too, and thank you. Now, are you going to buy something else, or is this just idle chatter? We're not busy, I don't mind. I'm just asking.
I think that I have what I need. But thank you for indulging my curiosity.
You're welcome. I don't do this for everyone, you know.
I wouldn't expect you to.
And then Nazik looks at Neo and he says, "What about you? Are you going to ask any personal questions about my previous life?"
Role playing on it.
I am Nazik, by the way.
He's very interesting.
It's a pleasure, Nazik. I'm Neo.
I hope to see you as a customer again. You have deep pockets. I'd like to fish them.
Anytime, my friend. Just make sure you have what I need.
I always do, usually.
I'll remember that.
And he kind of tips open his book once more. I will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to peek and see what he's reading.
What language did you speak?
Oh, let me look. I don't know what. I'm sorry. Too many characters. Too many languages. 1 second. Oh, just Common and Celestial. I don't know shit.
Oh.
I kind of also want to peek to see what he's reading.
What languages did you speak?
Common, Druidic, Dwarvish, Primordial, Sylvan.
Neither of you can read this.
Shit.
But you do recognize the heavily inscribed, very almost intense geometric shapes of Draconic.
That's what I thought it would be.
Lizard man.
Damn
And then,
lizard folk.
Yeah, just head out of the shop and carry our trove of stuff back to the others.
Okay. Again, the streets are really quiet, almost unnerving so, as you do. Back at the camp. Tess, we're back to you.
So back at the camp, Tess also is gonna, like, after they leave, will also, like, cast kind of her own druidcraft to be like, okay, cool, it's gonna be wet. Well, that's a little disappointing because that would have made this easier, but that's fine. She's gonna go into the lodge and get a little bit of water, like a pitcher of water, and take some of the firewood. I imagine there's firewood near the fire, yes? If not, she'll gather some.
Yes, there is firewood easily accessible.
Cool. So she's gonna wet some of that firewood, so it'll be a little harder to make fire out of it. Not all of it, just like a particular patch of it.
Okay.
And in the unburned fire pit where there's ashes, she'll trace with a stick the symbol of Valkene. So that eye with the 3 parallel lines.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just a little slight around the outside. There'll also be a couple extra eyes for Jamino, because she's Tess, and this is a ceremony that's going to invoke her god as well as Valkene. And so she'll bring Claudia over. And other people can watch if they want, but it does take an hour to cast. So it'll be, I'm imagining that this ritual is going to be kind of like part ritual, part test, part ceremony. So
Okay.
she's going to look at Claudia and say, okay, so you know that my god's whole thing is growth and adversity, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted this to be something that represents you. And so I can invoke Valkene. I don't think I can do it as well as you can, but I think it would work best if we both pray. And what I want you to do is build us a fire, but use this wood. This wood will still burn, but it'll be harder to make it do that. So part of this ceremony is going to be you focusing on that task, and I'm going to focus on you while you do that. And then once you get the fire burning, we'll keep going, okay?
Okay. I do as she suggests. I try to build a fire.
Roll survival. With a 14, actually, Tess, as this is your ceremony, this is your show.
Okay. I think, if it's okay, I think a 14 means that it takes about half an hour. It takes most of the ritual to do that, which makes sense because it's a harder thing to do than to just build a regular fire. But eventually the wood does catch, and it makes, and it kind of feels more like it's an accomplishment because it took some false starts. And so this whole time, Tess is not helping, but she is watching and doing whatever is necessary from the kind of cleric perspective. The ceremony involves some powdered silver, so wherever that's useful, she'll be kind of casting that. I think she'll also be like focusing on Jamino and thinking about Jamino. But once the flame begins to blaze, she'll look over it at Claudia and she'll say, okay, I thought about how to make this ritual for you, and I thought it was going to involve breaking something and tearing it down. Grief does that. But I think it's more fitting to ask you to build something up. Instead, I wanted you to do something difficult, and you made this wood burn even though it's wet. And you did it, and now we have light and heat. But look, she gestures to the fire and how the wood is crackling and kind of changing under the heat. The wood isn't the same when it's burned. It changes shape. And we might think that the ashes mean that the wood is gone forever, but they're not. They're just part of the soil now. All it does is change form. And that's what you're doing too. There was one version of you when you had your brother, and now there's another. And both versions, Claudia, I know it doesn't feel this way right now, both versions are full of heart and light if you give them care and attention. And it's just like that with this version of you, but this version of you is like the wetted wood. It'll take a little longer to show a spark, but when you're ready, you'll burn just as bright.
I see.
So she'll sprinkle some powdered silver in the fire and take Claudia's hands and say a prayer to Jamino and to Valkene. And that's the ceremony. I don't know if you want to roll after that.
No, I don't need a roll. I'd like to know what your prayer is. And I'd like to know...
Mine?
Yeah, and I'd like to know what Claudia's prayer is.
Okay. Tess is going to close her eyes and reach out to Jamino and say, "This is my friend Claudia. She is a child of Valkeen, but I think she's also your child the way that all shifters are. I love her and I support her through her grief. Help her as you would help me."
Claudia, what's your prayer?
I think she would shut her eyes and feel Tessa's hands in her own, and she would think, Valkeen, I haven't known you for that long, but I think you've known me, and I didn't know I could reach out to you when I needed help, but I know that now. And I ask you hereafter to lend me the strength and support that my brother might have if he was still with me, through the form of my friends, my own power. And I hope I can do you and him proud still.
There is a moment of quiet. It is apparent to everyone here, everyone watching, everyone paying attention, at the end of the prayers, whether they be out loud or in your head, there is silence. Tess, the flame of the campfire suddenly bursts into blue and purple and gold and yellow and white and all sorts of iridescent, contrasting colors, making a beautiful form, and it reaches high, higher than you've ever seen a campfire glow. But it is apparent that the flames lick around the form of a woman. The shape of a woman leans down and looks at you, and then turns and looks at you, Claudia. And you see that this woman has 3 eyes. They are beautiful, they are symmetrical, and the flames lick up around the face where you see a smile form, and you hear, "Hello, friend. You look like you'd be good fun. Take everything with a light heart, and I'll listen." She reaches out, and she pushes the hair out of your face. You feel something in you change. Something in you reflects the touch that you've just received. You don't know what it is yet. It feels as though maybe an emotion was burned away. Maybe a fear was just forgotten. You don't know. But you'll find out. And that you feel sure of. As soon as the woman had appeared, the flames lick up at just as high as she was, and they are gone. Claudia, as this ceremony included Valkeen, as all this happened, you feel a familiar presence as you look over at Claudia, Claudia, you witnessed that as well. I'm sorry, Tess, you saw that as well. A lot of names around here. With that familiar presence, Claudia, you feel a massive hand press onto your shoulder, and the presence of a fatherly figure behind you. The only thing you hear We'll always be here to help. Trust me. Any other option, and I'd never hear the end of it. You feel a familiar feeling of your hair being ruffled, and it's not by the massive hands of Valkeen.
Oh.
As the ceremony ends and the campfire restores to normal and the sounds of wildlife return, everything seems to calm. And it's over.
I think Claudia would just look at Tess and pull her into a hug and just stay that way.
Yeah, Tess will hug her as long as she needs it. And also, because it's a spell, you have for the next 24 hours basically a permanent, like a permabless, D4 to any ability check. Okay, so not a perma guidance. I guess it's more like any ability check you get a D4 for the next 24 hours for your coming of age.
Everyone who witnessed that, there's just a hint of the knowledge that you've just seen the avatar of a divine. And it's not...
we actually saw all of that?
All of you saw all of
Oh.
that.
Except Neo and Velen who weren't there.
That
And this
ritual took an hour.
It was an hour.
Yeah.
They were there.
Never mind.
Yeah, all of you know that you've witnessed an avatar of divinity, and that has effects. Basically, all of you are immune to the effects of fear for the next 24 hours.
Hey.
Okay.
Fearless.
Well done, Emily.
Yeah.
Thank you. I prepped that
Fucking
for a long
fire.
time.
I didn't know what you were going to do, but I liked it.
I thought of running it by you, but I was like, well, it's probably be fine, maybe.
It was very cool.
It was.
Very good.
Yay.
So, you've had your ritual. It's now 11 in the morning, as the preparations and the ritual itself took about 2 hours. What do you all do?
Velen is gonna bring back the loot, so to speak, but also mention that Nazik is actually interested in researching the outsider and talking to people who've encountered them. So if we have more information for him, that might be I don't know, it'd be a nice thing to do.
I've only met it once, so.
Is that not just the outsider?
No, I'm pretty
That
sure that was Jamino. The
That was
three eyes are a
Jamino.
little confusing.
Oh, okay. That was.
I thought it was the outsider at first too,
Yeah.
but
It was,
it was Jamino.
It was Jamino.
Yeah.
As we're talking, Neo's gonna
Definitely.
go. He's gonna hand Gideon a potion, and he's gonna hand Claudia a potion.
Thank you. I think
Thank
I've got one though.
Well,
Well,
it doesn't hurt
just
to
in
have more
case.
than one.
All right.
Is
thank
it a regular?
Just a regular.
So, since there was about an hour of preparation, I wouldn't have wanted to miss the ceremony, but can Gideon run to Tarly's and buy either a rope ladder or about 2 links of rope, as well as a parcel of burlap or some other simple cloth and a few leather straps?
This is for Jericho.
Yes. For you could get all of those supplies for 4 silver.
Okay.
And a pack for Claudia?
Actually, Claudia has leatherworking tools.
Oh.
She's proficient in them. I can just fix it up with scrap leather laying
Okay.
around the lodge. So I was gonna do that while you were preparing for the ceremony.
All right. Well, I will pay 4 silver for that and have all that to take with us. Thank you.
Okay. You
I definitely-
acquire the things you need for a quote-unquote stretcher.
Yeah, pretty much like a travois, basically.
Yeah. What were you saying, Dooch?
I was just gonna say I definitely have leather scraps on me and leather working tools I can assist both of you.
You do also know Cedarkin Lodge, there's a tannery in the back of it, so leather is
Quite
accessible.
easily fix my bag that way. So I would have done that while Tess had been preparing the ceremony.
So roll me a crafting check. The DC is 10. For your leatherworking, it's going to be your proficiency plus dex.
Okay, so I'll do.
Acrobatics?
I have an expertise in acrobatics, so it's way higher.
Never mind.
I'll just add. What's plus?
I think a
plus
dex
3 to this.
save is likely what you'll need.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll just add 3 to this stealth roll.
Okay.
Did I not give her?
Natural 20.
I was gonna say never mind.
You cut away the parts that Bandit
World's best
destroyed.
bag.
You make it a perfect square and you sew in a perfect patch. It is not exactly the same color of leather as your pack, so it kind of makes your backpack look like it has like a white bottom, but it is a perfect fix.
It's
think
like
she'd
color
say-
blocking.
I think she would say to whoever's at the camp, probably Artie, because everyone else is kind of getting ready. She would say,
I used to make mine and Jericho's clothing, so I'm actually pretty good at this.
I will say, with a 24, Artie, yeah, you are impressed at her leatherworking.
"It's actually 27." I
You
know
are 3 more points impressed, Artie.
it's arbitrary, but like it's a pretty good sew.
If it was the whole things in it, I would have been happy for her at that point. That's some
Yeah.
fine craftsmanship. I might have you help me out when I need to do some stuff that involves leather.
Yeah, I'm better at natural things, but I can make stuff.
Oh, Artie, didn't you say that you can make healing potions at some point?
With the correct components,
I can also do that.
Oh, good, because I found this Doda weed enough for
I was
5
about to say
potions
that.
if properly brewed.
Dota.
Yeah, I could definitely.
So if you guys, I will give some of it to Neo since he gave me a health potion, so he can place
I
that.
have so many vials too.
And
It's
some-
going to take time.
I assume, but I wanted to give it to them so they.
I'm letting you know, this Artie is an overnight brew sort of thing.
Okay, I'll remember to do it tonight then.
Yeah, you don't want to try and do that, or you're going to spend your whole day watching a pot.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time to steep and brew and all that, so I could definitely do it tonight.
So should we check in with the Ends Watch about
Yes.
I think so, definitely.
what
I think we should
happened
go
while
there right
we were
now.
asleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to feel kind of bad when I was in there getting coffee this morning. I accidentally overheard a little bit of Drenyer talking to Mayor Nod, and it seems like there's some tension in town with everything that's been going on and the rumors about Vera and Raynor splitting up and fighting. Apparently, some of the young folk in town are taking up arms and making plans that might be dangerous for them. So yeah, we
That's
should
we're
probably.
gonna find out what's going on right now.
It
Yeah,
doesn't mean
well,
us, right? Because we're not. Well, never mind.
Well, Velen, I don't think young folk means me in any sense of the word these days.
Young at heart. Let's go.
Yeah, well, you're stuck shepherding the lot of us somehow. Anyway.
I don't know
But I
if
need
this
to chaperone.
matters, but it's gonna rain today.
Well, that
Okay.
seems about right.
Yeah.
We go to the Ends Watch.
Oh, okay. As if you go into the Ends Watch, we're going to take a 10-minute break.
Okay, yeah, because
Yes. Also,
And you left an empty tissue box next to the beds, and I have to go find something else to blow my nose.
sorry?
Better be.
You and your cold.
glad you guys are feeling better at least. Or starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yesterday
I'm
was a
starting
shit
to get
show.
sick.
We're taking a
It
10-minute
sounded-
each.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I had to run out the dog bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. She goes out without him, expecting the dog not to poop.
Oh, well, that's foolish.
That's what I say every time. Glad somebody's on my side.
Yeah.
Steph is so excited for Echo to come out. She's like vibrating.
Ooh. Get him, Sif.
My
Guys, this
cats.
morning when we're walking Brom, there's like we take him down a greenway and there's like a little creek when it's been raining, so there's water rushing through it. He was rolling around in the dirt by the creek and he saw his reflection in it, and he saw a dog in the creek, and he like did the thing where he got down and bowed like he wanted to play with it, and he started barking.
Oh, he wants to play with the other Brom. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so sweet. Heimdall occasionally tries to pick a fight with his reflection, but it.
Yeah, Brom did that when he was younger, when he finally got tall enough that when he was standing, he could see like over my bathroom counter and see himself in the mirror. He got real mad. He's like,
He'll
who
like
the hell is
stand up-
that?
He'll like stand up on the counter and like repeatedly bat at the other cat, and so he's just like whacking the mirror repeatedly with his paw.
Well, he's
Because
playing
What he
bad.
tells me is that your pets are both smarter than mine because Eve
Hmm.
doesn't recognize that there's anything in the mirror, let alone
Yeah.
another cat. She's just like, shapes.
Well, Brom was he figured out pretty quickly that it was him. I just went over and like ruffled his ears, and he was like,
He was like,
oh.
oh, okay. Well,
Like,
my
that
cat
was
doesn't even see anything. She doesn't see another cat. She doesn't see a reflection. I hold her up to a mirror and she just looks anywhere
doesn't-
but at herself.
She doesn't need to be smart. She's beautiful.
She exactly. She certainly is not smart. Or she's just trying to avoid an existential crisis by recognizing herself in the mirror. She's
That's
like,
fair.
I cannot make eye contact.
That's smart of her, to be honest. And I think
wonder if
Brom's
she's a
beautiful too.
Brom
is
is
a
like the
beautiful
dog version
boy.
of Eve.
And then
Except
he's a giant
way
fluffy
smarter.
cloud.
Yes.
Big white cloud. Hey, baby. Oh, you're so good.
He's a goodest boy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, dummy! He's not even looking at me.
The goodest boy. Hey,
I don't know
Dummy.
why I sent that to you, Ben. You're not gonna find that funny.
All right, I'll watch it anyways.
He said Brom was the goodest boy, and then yelled at Heimdall, who's not the goodest boy.
Yeah, Heimdall is,
He's
He's
the
the
orangest
orangest.
boy.
As bad as my voice sounds, it was way worse last week, so.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound that bad to me. If it
Yeah,
helps.
no, it's better.
I'm so glad y'all are feeling better. I've
It was,
been thinking of how it sounds awful.
it was
Been
an
a real
adventure.
trial.
Oh, I'm a real life rogue. I bought a lock picking set and have been practicing lock picking.
We talked about this. There's so many different types of locks.
There is. You want to see all of my locks that I have?
Oh my
They
god.
gave you multiple
You're-
locks
I have-
too.
I know I bought them all. I just
Oh
bought
my
different
God.
locks.
You're practicing with various.
I have
Are you-
like training
Nice.
locks.
Oh,
I have-
okay.
I'm starting to learn house door locks.
Dude, I'm seeing you get in trouble.
What's a training lock versus what
You could see
other
through it.
locks are?
You can see
Oh,
through it. That's
So you
pretty
get to
cool.
see like the
Oh,
pins
that's-
as you're actually doing it inside. This
cool.
one's a house lock.
That's really cool.
So like, look, this one is a house lock, but this one's pretty cool because I can set the pins and change them, so I can
Oh, yeah.
continuously be like a different lock.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Well, if you ever get locked out of your house, no, you aren't.
Yep.
Exactly.
Truly.
No, you didn't.
Nope.
Say psych.
Bye.
Can you do car locks?
No, I haven't gotten up to that yet. I can't really do house locks yet, but I'm
You gotta
just
get to
starting.
like level 12 before you can do car
Yeah, I'm
locks.
just
How
starting.
long-
so-
Oh, it
How long
depends.
does
I
it
could
take?
pop an old school car lock. You just get one of those long flat things with a little hook on the end, reach it down in there.
That's true.
I've had to pop a few car locks in my youth, mostly because I was locked out, not because I was stealing.
Yeah,
I
sounds
wasn't
good.
gonna question you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I forgot to-
How could I ever possibly know the motivations of 17 individual frogs?
You can't.
It's
They
just
are
impossible.
unknowable.
One of the
You
beauties.
did it.
You did
I
it.
did it.
Nice.
That didn't even. I was about to ask. Well, how long does it take you?
Yep.
Apparently,
depends, like-
less than a minute. Amazing.
With
like
certain
15
locks,
seconds.
if I do them long enough, I can like get it pretty consistently. But there's certain pin styles where you have to actually, once you get it, like it's like, oh, you just click these two and it works. But then sometimes I fuck up. This one's a little bit of a harder one. The
Is it one of those?
The pressure is kicking in.
Is it one of
Well,
those
yeah,
things
we're
where
watching
like?
you now.
Is it one of those things where like if you get the wrong pin at the wrong time, you just can't do it, and you have to
So
like reset the lock, or?
the whole thing on it is this applies pressure. So it's like imagine a circle and then another circle and it spins, but they're on different. It's 2 pins, right? So it's
Sure.
1 pin here and they're different levels. So if you put too much tension, you might pinch one of the lower or higher pins. So like if I'm going in on it, the tension finger's more important than anything. You have to be at the right tension to where you can like slip it in and on the outside and it just sits there, but not too much to where you're pinching the others. Like that. Woohoo!
That's why lock picking is about dexterity.
Yes, very much so. Like if you put too much tension on this, like it's just the slightest bit to where see how it like moves a little bit?
Mhm.
If your finger's turning white, you're too much. But if it's not doing anything, then they're not gonna rest in place.
Oh no.
Whee!
This
Like
is
now
deeply.
I got this one down top.
Sif has found
The
her
house
reflection in the
number
TV screen.
Oh no.
Another smart cat.
She's just staring intently at it.
Oh, I've shared this with a couple people, but I am planning on doing everybody in the group. But here's what I got so far.
Oh, you're gonna do everybody in the group, huh?
I am gonna do it. I'm gonna work my way through the whole group.
Hey.
But I posted.
Don't you
You look
fucking look
great.
at me.
Aw.
I like Echo.
That goes pretty cool.
How cute. I love your Tess and your giant tree man.
Yeah, doesn't he look like a tree? Like if you
He
weren't paying
does.
attention and just squinted, he'd be like, "That's a weird looking tree."
Yeah.
Because like Gideon Gideon took a shine to him immediately. He's like, it's just another tree.
It's just a tree boy.
I like trees.
Hell yeah.
Until you betrays the party, I'm watching you.
It happened one time in a completely different game, and I'm
It
never
happened
gonna hear
twice
the
in
end
a
of it.
completely different game, but you know, it happened once in one game and once in another game, so 2 completely different games. So, you know,
But once was
That's
a plot
lot
line.
of times. It's a lot of betrayal.
a lot of betrayals.
Ah, sigh.
And Jericho betrayed my heart, so you know.
Well,
That would be 3.
Echo betrayed me, so.
No.
Well, it was all you, bud.
No, he's
Oh.
listen. He didn't have to be like, "I want your sister, help me."
Yes, he did.
No,
Yeah, he
it was
did, because
kind of
I'm-
betrayal on my part.
I'm super wantable, and you should have just.
This is all
expected
because
that.
you ran out there to heal fucking the man you want dick from.
What? I had just met him, so it wasn't even like that. It
Yes,
wasn't even
yeah,
like
it was.
that.
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I died because you wanted
For
some
my
dick.
sin.
You're both grounded.
We're both.
I'm
Yeah,
dead. You
no,
can't
come
ground
on.
me.
You're permanently
You
grounded.
are going to be grounded
You're
shortly.
gonna be in the
when-
ground
Yeah, we're
very
gonna
shortly.
ground you pretty shortly.
Oh,
I
God.
hope you guys go back and hope his body's gone.
Oh.
That
Why
would
would
be
you
funny,
hope
actually.
that?
So help me God, I will put you to rest whether you like it or not.
No, I won't allow it.
By just FYI, the ruby dust is for continual flame. My thought was that wherever we kind of put him to rest, we can mark it.
Yeah, if we can't lay you to rest, I can never put the poem that Gideon wrote for Jericho on the grave.
You're
Charging
pulling
battery.
my leg, aren't you?
No, pulling the heartstrings.
He wrote poetry in his journal. I wrote poetry for
Oh
Gideon.
my God. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
I have a voracious need for this.
Is it in haiku style? Because that's the
Yes,
only
it
type
is.
of poetry I know.
It's a
I
haiku.
love it.
It's actually it's a few haikus. It's kind of like stanzas, but each one is a haiku. Yeah.
Bruh.
Ooh.
I love that. I love that. Well, we got to do this. We got to find him so we can do that.
Body's
Yeah,
gone.
we do.
Sorry.
You shush.
But it
It
is
my
what it is.
ear.
You'll be fine.
I just ate a fudge brownie and it was amazing.
Bro, I want a
Sounds
fudge
Love
amazing.
that for you.
Oh,
Fun
yeah,
fact,
well,
I don't like brownies.
Ugh.
that's because you're a
Why are
weird
you
person.
so wrong as a human?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Because of
depends.
where I live, alright?
Did it have chocolate chips in it? I don't like brownies that have chocolate chips in them.
No, it had nuts on top.
I don't
Oh,
understand you
oh,
people.
delicious.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Just a nice layer of fudge at the top, nice thin layer.
Perfect.
Did you make them?
No, fuck no.
Heimdall,
I don't bake things, but they
Heimdall.
look good from the store.
Dime Paul.
I see you.
Dime
Your brain,
Hall.
Heimdall
brain
makes
cells on the move.
everything.
No, he's looking for the brain cell.
Is it, buddy?
He's here to stand right behind the computer.
Ominously.
Yeah, I find it quite ominous.
Yeah, he's
Judging
waiting.
all of your moves.
He's waiting to eat
Especially-
her board.
Especially ominous if he like does he like to jump on your keyboard?
He
He likes
does.
to be a silly boy.
Although the biggest issue I have with him is when I'm not sitting at this table and he comes over and decides that he's gonna chew on this microphone.
Oh no.
And I have to chase him off every time.
By the
My
way,
cat is
Go ahead.
my cat is like that with I have like an Instapot and the little valve thing that they have, the like little
Oh,
steam valve, he
yeah.
loves to chew on that.
I took a very niche spell that we may never need, but it may really come in handy.
Okay, but
I have
you know.
several spells that'll be super useful.
No, not mine.
Oh well.
My God.
Okay, bye.
Oh, it's Echo. Hi,
Yes,
Echo.
Echo.
Hi.
He wanted some water.
Tell him I said hi.
Pen says hi.
I know he needs to know.
You guys, my dog
Also-
looks so fat laying here
Oh
like
my
Oh, he looks like a mashed
god!
potato.
He doesn't
Look
like
at
mashed
him.
potatoes.
He's not actually that fat. It's just how he's laying.
I want
He
a
looks
hot
pretty
cat.
fucking fat.
He sure
Dog
does.
loaf.
He's
Dog
not.
loaf.
He's very fluffy.
He's a star.
Oh my god.
His cute little nose.
God.
He's like laying on his legs and just looked out over them.
That's great. He's a literal loaf.
He's fat, but he's not that fat.
You might not have picked a good picture then.
No, I told you, he looks very fat.
The camera asked
Oh,
him.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I hear echo voices.
You hear echoes?
Echoes in the deep.
You're on fire tonight.
Thank you. Oh, also, I'm flying home in a couple weeks to record the Jericho song. I will
Baby.
Yes.
worked
I
on
was
it.
gonna say I
with
fly
my
home in a couple weeks, but it's months from now. Never mind.
cousin.
I fly home in a couple months.
Hello.
Hello.
I am back. Are we ready to continue?
Yep.
Okay. Before we paused, you declared that you wanted to go to the Ends Watch.
Wee wee.
All right, I'm going to move everybody's token to the Ends Watch. Where is Neo's token?
I haven't been on this map.
Oh, well, let's change that now.
You could just point to any tree and say it's me.
It's true. It's
Ah.
right here, guys. What are you talking about?
Camouflage. Free camouflage.
As you all approach the Ends Watch, you all notice, as Gideon heard the reports about, the streets are remarkably empty. Endsmeet seems to be almost akin to a ghost town. There are a few people that are out on their porches doing small chores, hanging up laundry, these sorts of things, but no one is out on the actual streets themselves going between the businesses. It is a little bit unnerving. When you do finally make it to the Ends Watch, Light is in her usual position, which is standing over a table looking at maps and having a conversation with Thomas and Shelby. And as you all approach, the first one to notice is Thomas, and he looks over at you all and he says, "All right. Good to see you all in."
Good morning.
"Good morning. You sleep well?"
No.
"I imagine not. I'm sorry."
Oh, what did we miss?
Yeah, any news?
Salite kind of steps down away from the table and toward you all, and she says, "The forest has been quiet ever since the events of yesterday, which is good, but also bad, because if we haven't received any news, there might be things occurring that Shelby and Thomas here just didn't catch wind of. But there's no way to know for sure. No one's come any closer to Endsmeet, so that's a relief. And the Shinehaven is still safe. I want to say it's quiet today, but the paranoid side of me just wants to say everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop.
Too quiet, you might say.
Aye. What about the rest of you? Did you all rest up, feel better?
Fighting fit, at least.
Physically, yeah. Mentally, emotionally, eh.
I imagine you're a bit of a wreck in that regard.
I found out I was magic and not as much as a genius as I thought.
I found out my brother died.
That definitely trumps me. Yep.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Well, alright, it's not a competition.
She won. I mean, hands
Hey.
down.
Speaking
Hey.
of,
Artie,
Yeah.
you're magic. That's great.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
You
I
say
don't
that
know,
like
you-
magic's a bad thing?
You go your whole life thinking one thing. And you think it makes you stand out and be special and, be top of what you do in that. And then you just found out you're just a normal magic user, you know?
Artie,
Right.
I can say with absolute certainty, there's nothing normal about you.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what to say to get my hopes up. With that being said, I kind of put together, I guess I gotta call it a spell now. I think I have something that could help out at the place where you keep all the
Shinehaven.
Yeah, the Shinehaven. Yeah.
What you have in mind?
If it has a single entrance, does it? Just one single entrance, like doored off, or?
It has a hidden entrance.
Okay. Is it a door?
I feel like these are leading questions.
Lead with what you want to do
I
first.
created a spell that can pretty much magically lock the door to anybody who tries to go in, and I can set a password for whoever needs to use it. I'm thinking ahead for you guys.
That might help. Aye. It is a trapdoor.
That'll work. So if we stop by there at some point, but we also need to go get Jericho's body down, and it's not in an easy place. It's
Down by the
Just-
river, right?
yeah. What was that bridge
Yeah.
called?
Steps Bridge.
Well, it was pretty far from the bridge. I only
Right,
I
so
sort
if
of
we accessed it
struggled
from a
up.
different point. it
Yeah,
would be easier.
if we go up the river, we'll eventually hit it.
We have a boat on standby.
You have a
We do.
boat.
Yeah. I
Already
go in
has
my
a boat.
little pouch and I pull out a cube.
Oh.
Oh.
Looks could be deceiving. It's really a giant swan.
It looks like a die. So
One time use though.
Is it?
So- Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it is. It's 100%. Out of character, it's 100% a one-time use.
yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not a
oh, yeah.
foldable boat.
Yeah, that's why I was kind
it's
of
a
a little
token.
hesitant on like, You know, we got other options
Okay,
here.
okay, I didn't know that.
We
Oh,
do.
this is news to me.
It's just this is neither here nor there. If going down the river is the best means by which to collect the remains of Jericho, that's not a bad idea. You might want to take the raft instead of a one-time use boat.
Yeah, I didn't know that when you suggested it.
I would for you, Claudia. Don't get me wrong. Whatever you want, girl. We'll do it. You know, healing potions on every animal in the forest. One-time boat to get somewhere we can walk. But yeah.
It's
If there's
I get
a
it.
raft.
I get it.
Right.
You can head down to the Kinderling dock. They have a raft. They'll let you use for a small fee. It's just goes up into the Goldwood, following the river. You don't want to stay on it too long, or you'll end up out into Kylus Bay. But it's fairly tame waters.
Okay. Do you need
Alright.
anything from us today?
Well, I was gonna send Thomas to come get you, as you'd spoken about trying to find Grace and Lily, or at least the camp that they might have been staying at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she looks over at Thomas, and Thomas says, That's not really near the river. That's west."
Yeah. Well, let's take care of Jericho.
Are you sure?
I mean, Gideon, we could kind of talk about this. If there's a lead on this, and it's for your family, we can maybe even. Never mind. I was gonna say split up, out of character. We can definitely see if we get a hot lead, we can follow that.
We could send 3 in with you and Shelby to go collect Jericho, and I'll go with the rest of you to at least scout out the campsite that I was pretty sure I saw children at. They might not still be there, but it's worth looking.
Sorry, who are you suggesting goes to get Jericho?
Well, Claudia, we need your nose to find the kids.
Yeah, I know. I'm not opposed to that because while I want to get him down, I don't know if I.
You don't
Might
want to
not
see
need
him
to
that
see
way.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
If someone could get him and give him a little more dignity, I'd appreciate that.
I should come with you, Claudia, in case there's
No problem.
trouble.
so,
I owe Jericho one.
alright.
I'd like to help with that.
I'll go help with Jericho as well. I'm strong. He flexes.
In that case, it's Tess, Claudia, Gideon, and me to go investigate the campsite. Whereas it's Artie, Velen. I'm sorry, I don't know your name yet. What was it again?
Yeah, it's Neo.
Neo and Shelby to go collect the remains of Jericho.
Neo, are you strong?
Big.
No, I have other tools that will help though.
All right.
Gideon, you mind if I take some of those supplies that it looked like you were,
Yeah. Here, I'll go ahead and hand over the rope and the ladder and the stuff I had the cloth.
should be more than enough to do what we need to do.
I'm just not strong, so I wanted to make sure that we had.
Are you taking other people too with you?
Thomas was, or Shelby was going.
Shelby's
right?
coming.
Two gnomes, strongest in the forest.
Yeah.
Shelby
boy.
looks up at you and says, "You're not underestimating me, are you?"
Gonna be fine. I'm
She
sure.
doesn't know.
I'll bite your knees off.
Oh,
I like you.
I kind of like my knees. Where
She
they
winks at you, Gideon.
Oh. Oh.
Sassy.
Right. Let's get down to the Kinderling before they're too drunk off of moonshine.
You're talking about Artie?
No, the Kinderlings.
Sure.
She looks over at you, Artie, and she says, "You drink?"
When I do. That's for sure.
That told me nothing. All right.
Mhm.
Let's...
But when I guess,
Flattering
I guess.
You guys, be careful, okay?
Yeah.
We will.
Whoever put him up there might still be around.
Oh, do you still have that sending stone, Velen? Maybe we should have some communication.
Do I?
I don't think we give it back. Connects to Solite.
Mhm.
Already has the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah, I still have. That.
Oh, there's the ring. Yeah.
I got
Should
an idea for
one
the
group
ring,
have
if
the
they-
sending stone and one group have the ring?
Well, the sending stone just is gonna go to Solite.
And
Will be
yeah, Slight's
with-
going with us, so.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Light
okay.
isn't
Then yeah.
going anywhere.
Oh, okay, never
No,
mind.
she's
Light is staying home.
Thomas is
splitting up.
going with you.
That's fine.
I can get a message back here if need be.
I got the ring. I got a little idea for it too, so we should be fine.
So Light looks at
some-
you, Neo. He says, "You are certainly full of tricks, aren't you?"
Oh,
One for
something.
every occasion.
I'm sorry, Artie. What were you saying?
No, we're good. One of them is gonna keep the sending stone in case they need to get in touch with you. I'll get in touch with them if need be, though.
And maybe I'll give the sending stone to Tess
It's a good idea.
if Neo can Neo something.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm a verb now.
He's just a verb, yeah.
Oh, you really neoed that right there.
You
Like,
Oh.
like MacGyver.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I guess we're ready.
Right. And Thomas looks to you three. And he says, "Let's get moving."
Yeah.
And Shelby looks at you three and says, "Right, follow me.
We go
And
then.
don't say any big words.
Mm.
Not to me, I'm fine. To them, you'll get what I mean."
All right.
And she leads the way, and the two halves of the party go off in different directions.
Oh, boy.
And almost at that moment, it begins to rain.
Yeah.
As foretold.
AF.
Foretold
I use that
AF.
every day.
Yes. Oh, you're going to use it every day? Great.
Yeah, I'll know the weather every day.
You're going to make me decide in advance.
Sure am.
Do you really want that?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's always thunderstorming.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I just really like the rain in the background. My favorite sound.
Let's see. Which group are we starting with? Let's say the rafting. Yeah, you know what? Let's do rollies. That's a good idea. So why don't each group determine who's doing the rollies for them?
I'm the best roller ever.
Okay.
Artie can be ours.
Go Tess.
All right,
Good.
sure.
All right, Artie and Tess, give me a
Tess be
d20.
Rolly.
That's good enough. Oh!
12?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I keep
place.
forgetting to actually hit.
Damn.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, not us.
That's okay.
All right. Shelby's group. You make your way along the edge of Endsmeet into the woods, heading northwest. As you're making your way, the road turns into a game trail, turns into a little bit more than a path. But it's wide enough that there are ruts for wagons to pass through here. And as you're making your way, Shelby is in human form, well, halfling form, gnome form, as she is making her way ahead of you all. She says, "The Kinderlings have been here for as long as the rest of us, but they don't always get along with everybody. So, seclusionist is what Salite calls them. Assholes is what I call them. But you can make your own judgments when we meet them. Just, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, but they're cunning in their own way. So they might try and scam you.
Street smarts.
Don't
Right.
worry, let me do all the talking.
I'm not going to let you do any talking. I think, no offense here, Artie, I think Velen's the best when it comes to talking with people and relating to them.
That's so kind of you.
I might be a little too smart for them. Good call.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Your intellect can be intimidating.
Mm-hmm. It's all the thoughts. At once.
As you guys are making your way, roll me a D100.
You got this, Velen.
Okay. Oops, that's 2 D100s. We don't want that. $83.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if that works. Oh. As you guys are walking, I can't believe you rolled that. As you guys are walking, you rise over a hill, and through the trees, echoing, you can hear the sounds of a battle. You can hear the sounds of fighting. And it's not the sounds of fighting of soldiers. You hear the sounds of steel on steel, but you also hear the sounds of bone cracking with wood and of the sharp hissing scratch of sword on leather and hide. Doesn't seem very far away, and Shelby stops and she looks to the three of you and she says, shit.
It sounds like it is.
It sounds like a fight. We need to see who's there.
Right. And Neo will take and he'll kind of like Ratchet's arm down and pull a little bit of little leather off of his wrist, and he'll cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Oh.
Okay. Roll stealth. Plus 10.
Everybody?
Everyone.
Yeah. Unless you're not going to be stealthy.
Oh, I will.
Well, I rolled an that one, so there's
Oh
that.
man. No.
11.
That's a 14.
You still haven't changed your dice to match Neo.
You're right, I have not.
29. You won.
Okay, as a group, that's really
Damn.
good. So you kind of collectively, Neo, you cast Pass Without a Trace, and then one of the branches catches on the bone shield on your arm, and there's just this, you almost hear a but Velen, you see it about to happen, and you go, and you pull the bone shield off of the branch.
Oh, right, sorry.
A close one. As you stealth and you approach, and you're making your way slowly down this incline, the view becomes more and more clear. As you're looking between trees and the rain makes it hard to see, I need to roll to see which is what and where. Hold on. I didn't expect you to roll this.
Expect the unexpected.
I guess.
When you said that, I was half expecting it to be that wizard.
No. God.
Man, you killed her.
I guess. Okay. It is a fight between lycanthropes. As you are looking through the trees, you can see that there are werewolves, wereboars, and a werebear locked in combat. And one of them is in hybrid form. One of the wereboars is. you also see there is a person who is not in lycanthrope form. Dark hair, kind of pointed features. And you see that he is wielding a short sword and is very lithe and quick on his feet as he's darting between werewolves and wereboars. But this fight seems pretty heated. And before you can actually get close enough to see what is truly happening, 2 of the werewolves fall, one on each side. And then the wereboar and the werebear, on the oppositioning side to the individual who's not in lycanthrope form, they run. And as you're approaching, the man kind of kneels down next to the werewolf who has fallen, who turns into a dark-skinned human. What do you do?
Any of them recognizable? Have we seen any of these creatures or the human guy? Sounds like it's Liam. Maybe.
Roll a history.
Liam wouldn't be out in the middle of the day.
18?
Never seen him before.
From here, can we see if anybody is wearing a symbol or anything? We might be able to identify which side this is.
Roll a perception.
Okay. I feel like it's kind of a big ask, but
You're looking for team colors here. Yeah.
yeah.
Red versus blue.
Nope. That's nothing.
No.
Nothing.
But it looks like the 2 that are there have quote-unquote won. The others that were fighting them have ran. And you see this individual is kneeled over the one who fell. And it looks as though he's trying to perform medical attention.
How does...
How far away are we?
70 feet.
How does the one doing medical treatment look?
The one doing the treatment, he looks cut up. But he looks okay. He's on a scale of 1 out of 100, he's at about 50.
I'm gonna sneak a little closer.
All right.
Shelby.
And it's just the 2 of them?
Shelby looks over at you and she says, the black-haired one worked with Vera, but I don't know who the others are.
Oh, man.
So I'm gonna get to within 60 feet instead of 70 feet, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder at the others. Is this a stupid idea?
Neo's gonna go, yep, probably, and just walk down there.
May not be our fight. Okay.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on the one on the ground.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, hold on. A lot of things just happened. Neo, I assume when you say you just walk down there, you give up your stealth?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just goes, yeah, this is probably a bad idea, but doing it anyway, and starts walking down there and giving up
Okay.
stealth.
I will place some tokens so you can see what they look like.
You're a wise character now.
Sure am, and you'll see what's wise about it.
Yeah, okay.
As
He said you're a
you
wise
say
character.
that, the
You're
one
all
performing medical...
They're all
Yeah,
hot.
it happens. The one performing medical attention looks up at you and says, "Wait, stop! Who are you?"
Just here to help. Your friend looks hurt.
And this is when you cast Healing Word.
From
Okay.
behind a tree, but I mean, there's
What's-
nothing subtle about casting Healing Word.
No, you have to hear it.
Especially when
So,
you have to do interpretive dance to do it.
what
What's
is
the
the
word?
word? Yeah.
Velen's word
Hiya.
for this is... I'm helping! That's it. I'm helping.
The one who is prone suddenly opens his eyes and you hear it. And the individual who was tending to him is looking at you. What did you do?
A little bit of healing magic. I got some more if you'll let me.
Who? He
And by the way, my hands are like up at my side, like in the air, like as very non-offensive as possible. Like just offering some help.
It's a
The
weird
most
bone tree man.
innocuous shadow dark tree man.
Exactly.
roll me a persuasion check because it's not a disadvantage because you just heal.
I have a
Okay.
pistol ready in case they a fire
21.
ready in case they do anything hostile.
Okay,
Good roll.
that is a good roll. The individual who's standing looks at you as you approach and he says, "Very well. Mind your hands."
Right. I do have to touch him.
The man who was prone is like trying to sit up, and he's looking around, and you hear him say, "What? Oh,
Yeah.
where did they go?"
As he says that, I'll lean down and just kind of help him sit up, and as I do, I'll give him a second level cure wounds.
Okay. Artie, Shelby, and Velen, you all watch as Neo heals this individual, and the one who is suspicious basically has like a sharp, short sword literally inches away from Neo. Neo, I assume you're unperturbed by this.
Yep.
Okay. As you heal this individual, he kind of looks down at your hand that's on him and he says, "Oh, thank you. Who are you?"
The friendly druid. You look like you needed help. What happened here?
The suspicious one says, "Are you a friend of Lilibel?"
Can't say that I am.
He frowns and looks down at the one who was injured, well, still is injured, but is less injured now. And he says, "Are you good to move? Can you walk?" And that one stands.
Did we hear him say, "Are you a friend of Lilibel"?
I assume all of you are paying rapt attention.
Yeah. I'll look up at Velen. Did you hear that? I don't know if that was good or bad.
I was a friend to Lilibel. Velen comes out from behind the tree.
The suspicious one looks at you, and he still has the short sword ported toward Neo, but when you say that, his hand drops a little, and he says, "I am sorry."
Thank you. I'm sorry too.
We tried to save her.
Oh, you emerge as well?
Yep. We're all just popping out now.
Party now.
You hear from behind you Shelby say, "What the fuck?"
Shelby's like,
He seems like a nice guy.
Team diplomacy now,
I
man.
whisper to Shelby.
I'm not pumping out.
Okay, just stand cover. Keep an eye out.
You don't have to. Thanks for your permission. The two who are looking up at you all says, the suspicious one says, "You have us at an advantage."
My name's Velen.
"I am Sayan." And the injured one who's still seated but is sitting up says, "I'm Price."
Hey, Cyan, Price.
I gotta ask, where do your allegiances lie? Who are you with? We're a little on guard out here.
The one on the ground says, "You first."
No, none of that little reverse psychology. I asked first, and you said we are at advantage.
"Right. You have all the advantages. You can offer us one."
If I'm on anybody's side, I'd say it's Old Knuckle.
Yeah, I like Old Knuckle. I got drunk with him last night.
You're from Endswatch. Endsmeet.
I'll
That's
pull
right.
out my badge.
So he looks up at Cyan, who looks tired, and he says, "We are part of the Moon Clan.
But are you Vera's part of the Moon Clan?
That is the real Moon Clan.
That's what I thought. So, here's what I'm thinking. We're not friends, but maybe we have similar enemies. What do you think?
I would say you are right.
Then I'm not sorry we used some magic to get you back on your feet.
Price, who's still, like, nursing the pretty severe wound. It looks like it's a large axe wound in his gut, says, thanks. I'm not sorry either.
Do you mind sharing a little information?
What do you want?
How outnumbered are you?
Cyan looks between him and at you, and he says, You mean how many are in the culling?
Yeah.
I do not know. The Raynor can create more allies as he wishes.
That is unfortunate.
Did more leave than that stayed?
Yes,
Not good.
there are not many of us.
Do you know anything about how Raynor's little trick works?
He shakes his head. It is beyond me.
I gotta do some homework, but that's not for right now.
I hate to ask this, but perhaps you look the other way and we go about our business.
If you do me a
That
favor,
sounds fair.
What do you want?
tell Vera that the enemy of my enemy could be my friend.
Cyan looks at Price, who stands up, and Cyan says, I will do this.
Thanks.
From the Wild Hearts.
My pat fell on the side. I said that yesterday.
You did.
I did. I like that good line.
It's your line.
No,
It's
it came
yours.
it came out so good from you, though.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, you did good.
Cyan and
Passed it on.
Price look to each other. If we meet again, hopefully we'll be on better terms.
Yeah.
Cyan and Price both change form. Cyan turns into a tiger. Price turns into a wolf, and they bound away.
That's cool.
I love you. Goodbye.
Both very hot.
Right?
Oof.
Those muffins.
Echo's doing this on purpose.
They had such cheekbones.
They were mud stuffins.
They were
They're
hungry.
Mud stuffins. Nice.
Great. All right.
Anyway,
Look at
that
my
was that random encounter that you rolled.
Became something.
Yeah.
Ah. How much did the tiger look like Heimdall?
all of it.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit. Okay.
Guy
Carry
had
on.
way too many brain cells.
Also orange, but that's probably about
Yeah,
it.
they were orange. Yeah, got it on that one. We're gonna jump back over to the other group,
Yeah, that's fair.
Thomas's group. Gideon, Tess, and Claudia, as you guys are making your way west, straight into the woods. It is dense. You don't have a game trail that you're following. You're following Thomas deep into it as he is just leading the way. And you do recognize one of those campfires that you saw, Gideon, was in this direction, but it was pretty far away. And you feel like you're in for a hike. Hold on a minute. All right. As you're making your way into the woods, Thomas says, Now, I don't know which territory we're going to be going through, whether it's going to be the Moon Clans or, you know, the assholes, I guess.
New moon.
The New Moon Clan? Is that what they're calling it?
Yep.
Are you fucking with me?
Give me this, please.
Right. New Moon Clan. If we come across them, it's going to be a fight. So let's just hope we don't. So let's watch our steps, shall we?
Yeah.
I can make us a
help
little quieter, but only for an hour at a time.
Right. So let's
Still an hour quiet.
well, let's wait until we get a little bit deeper in.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. So you all keep moving, and I'd like a D100 roll from one of you, please. Let's see what huge plot element you randomly roll.
I'll do it.
They find another raccoon.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
45. Okay.
The eye roll means it's good.
It's something. Hold on. Okay. As you're making your way through the woods, you're climbing over wet leaves and underbrush, and the water's getting into the just edges of your boots. It's not super fun. It's not a pleasant hike. However, with your high passive perceptions, as you crest around a copse of trees, you hear a conversation. Just you catch the raised voice of someone saying, "But imagine what we can find!"
Tess will hold her hand up. Someone's here. Treasure hunters, maybe. You wanna get closer?
Yeah.
Let me. All right, I'll go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace. Rub some.
I can do that too, but we got it.
Oh, fucking sneakiness. If you both
I can-
cast it, it's plus 20.
It doesn't stay.
I'm gonna give I guess Thomas the blessing of the trickster.
Okay. I think you're all pretty darn sneaky.
Yeah, this is Stealth Squad Alpha.
Thomas is another ranger as well. So why don't all of you roll stealth for me? And Thomas will roll it with advantage.
Pretty good.
30.
Oh my God.
Thomas rolled a natural 20.
18.
Yeah.
It's your knees. You didn't do your calisthenics this morning.
Then popping.
Can I echo, or if they're talking and calming, can we get close enough that I can? I mean, I imagine we could hear them, but I can also read their lips if we're close enough.
Yeah. They're not hard to understand as you're getting closer. They appear to be 3 humanoids. Excuse me. As you approach, they are having a conversation. It's kind of a hushed one, but you see that what is actually notable is that they are near a large cove, a cave. And at first glance, this just seems like any other cave. But you hear one of them saying, "Look, and these stones here, they bear markings of the ancient dwarven... Look. Archaeologists would have been killing for this back in Silitok, and here we stumble across it in just the middle of the fucking woods." And then the next one says, like, "This is not part of the plan. This isn't what we came here for. You know what we came here for, and this is not where we pinged it. It's not here. So whatever this is, your hobby is going to have to wait." And then the third one nods and doesn't say anything. And the first one says, "But it could be so valuable. You're out here for gold, aren't you?" The second one says, "Everything I do is for gold." And the first one says, "Well, if you help me into this cairn, gold, I'll pay you." Just checking. Do any of you do anything? Or are you just watching?
Gonna look at the party and be like,
Should we just, I mean, obviously they're not to us, but tell them that there are werewolves they need to watch out for? Be like, hey, stay safe. Maybe talk quieter.
I think we can just watch. If werewolves come, we can decide what to do about it.
Well, no, I mean, obviously we don't need to spend any time here if they're just random people. But we could warn them in advance to maybe shut the fuck up a little bit.
What do you think, Gideon?
I mean, yeah, this isn't what we came out here for either, but Claudia's probably right.
Just to be nice. Hey, be careful. If you didn't know already, there are werewolves afoot.
Well, go ahead and tell him. We'll watch your back.
Me?
Oh, no? You want me to do it?
I don't know. I'm not really a
Tess?
good talker.
Tess, go with people.
Well, all right. I could try.
Chimino's got your back.
Yeah.
I got your back, Tess. I'll be watching.
Okay. All right. I'll kind of try to get a little closer without them seeing me.
Okay.
tie those shoelaces together.
You rolled.
Yeah.
You guys rolled really well on stealth, so
We're a sneaky team.
no problem.
All right. So I'm gonna. Okay. Can I get like where this cairn, this like cove that they're at? Are they're like at the mouth of it, basically?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of come up, not quite behind them, but like around the side a little bit, like in that way of like, oh, a person is standing right there and you didn't notice them. Is that possible with my like 30 stealth?
Yeah, sure.
Let
Absolutely.
me test.
So as you approach, the second one is saying, This would take. Do you even have 4,000 gold? Because that's what it would take us to go off course here." And the first one says, "Well, not on me, but
Hey, friends.
And all three of them turn and look at you, and one of them like has a bow that was loosely at their side and like lifts it up.
Hands up.
What you want?
Hey, I mean no harm. You new to this area? Seems like maybe yes.
They are wearing Kayan clothing. They do not appear local at all. And the first one looks at you and says, "Who's asking?"
Member of the Endswatch, friend. You know what that is? I'm gonna show on my badge.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I'm glad we set Tess, not me.
18.
He has no idea what that is. He's just trying to look like a knowledgeable local, and he is not one.
She's gonna kind of shake her head and smile. Say, look, these parts, you're probably unaware that there is currently a war raging between two clans of werewolves, were creatures. And the town up there, Endsmeet, is caught in the crossfire. It's not safe out here. Not for treasure hunting, and not for anything else. So if you want to keep your hides, I suggest that you get to Endsmeet and hunker down and stay safe.
Roll me... Roll me either persuasion or intimidation.
Okay. I think my persuasion's better.
I will say the DCs are different.
14.
14. When you finish saying that, the second one like shoves the first one and says, "I told you we were wasting too much time out here." The first one says, all right. Why haven't I heard anything about this conflict before?
Well, if you don't know the Endswatch, you probably don't know much about the local flavor here. So that's one thing. Second, so probably you aren't paying very much attention. Second of all, it's a pretty new and volatile situation. Well, not new, but the volatility is new. The volatility is real recent. And if you don't want to get caught up in it, I suggest you hightail it as fast as you can. Just a friendly looking out. It's my job. I'd be remiss
Hold on.
not to.
The third one, with the bow in his hand, says, "All right, we wasted enough time here. Move on." The first one says, "But it's such an exotic find." And the second one says,
Look, folks, if you want to mark it on a treasure map and wait for the commotion to die down, I understand. You can come back to it.
"So you don't have
But
a
you
problem
gotta
with
decide,
us searching
it's not just
this?"
gold you're out here for, it's also your lives. Is this thing worth your lives?
You see the first one who was speaking very clearly wants to say yes. But the second one just kind of shoves him along and says, "As your guide, we're moving on." The third one, whose bow is at the ready, kind of lowers it and says, "Y'all be safe out here."
You too, friend. Good call.
They seem to move along.
I make a note of where this cave is.
Okay.
Alright. Tess, after they've kind of moved along, Tess will motion everybody else out.
Pop out of the bushes.
I think we might have saved their lives.
It was a
Give
good
'em a
idea.
chance
Claudia.
anyway. Yeah.
All I saw was 3 chew toys.
They look capable. Just one of them was a little too loud.
Thomas kind of smirks and says, "I think there were 2 toys. Let's move on. Thank fuck for that, just being all that was."
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if we ran into like an ongoing conflict or something.
What are the odds of that?
So slim.
Right, let's get moving. And Thomas picks up the lead again. You still have the effects of Pass Without a Trace, and so you are being very quiet as you make your way.
I would actually like to ask Thomas a question while we're strolling along.
Go ahead.
Thomas,
Aye?
I actually have a thing or two I wanted to ask you while we were out here.
What's that?
Well, the first is, you know when I change now?
Mm-hmm.
How long does that last?
Well, it depends. When you're comfortable with it, when you're doing it on purpose, you can kind of drag it out, depending on how hardy you are. Mechanically, it's based on how your constitution modifier is.
Okay, so like, I had like a +3.
About 4 hours.
Great. I know I can only change a certain amount of times per day.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And there was another thing I wanted to ask you.
Of course.
Yesterday, after the Temple of Pyrrhus and we went to the Ends Watch to report back to Solite, you looked really pale.
Yeah.
I was wondering how you were feeling.
A lot happened, obviously. Lilabella was a good friend of mine, and I was scared, to be honest.
Scared?
Yeah, scared. I mean, Jericho was not a small lad. He was not a pushover. I saw that man cleave a head off in one swing. The fact that I mean, let's be fair. Raynor's likely the one who did this, and for them to take him down and humiliate him as they did, it makes me worry for the future, what we might come across. I'd be worried for any of us that gets caught alone.
I understand that. I'm sorry about Lilibel.
It's not your fault. You did everything you could. She got caught up in this mess.
She was alone.
She was alone.
So was Jericho.
So, moral of the story is never be caught alone out here.
Great. That's all that was bothering you?
I mean... No. But that's all I'll talk about.
Okay.
Maybe catch me when we're not in the middle of the woods.
It's the best time to catch you.
No, it's the worst time. Don't do that. I'm supposed to not be caught out here.
You're right. Maybe when we get back, we'll have a better conversation.
Yeah. Maybe over a coffee.
I like that. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Thomas looks back at you, Tess, and Gideon. And he's going to try and gauge how much of that you listen to.
Gideon's watching.
Oh yeah, Tess is like a hawk.
Us or just the general vicinity?
You.
You, both of you.
So Thomas
Yup.
was...
Jesus Christ.
My dad is chaperoning.
Observant Tess will be reading lips.
Shit.
No privacy.
You heard that? I said don't be caught alone. It's important.
Yep. Good advice.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. Quit staring at me. And he's gonna dive back into the brush, leading the way. We will now head over to the other party on their way to the Kinderling rafts.
Get a raft, boys.
Rafty boys.
It wasn't that... It didn't take that long after you had the encounter with Cyan and Price. The river is something that anybody can find. The Gold Wreathing River. The Gold Wreathing River is what it's called. Sorry. It's a hard word to say.
Say that 3 times faster.
Yeah. Is not huge, and it's not particularly fast. It does run all the way through the Goldwood as it collects water from the nearby ranges and leads it up into Kylus Bay. That is the fastest way to make your way through the Goldwood. Unfortunately, there are rumors of a green dragon near the head of the river.
Shit.
And so most people avoid it. The rafting station where you are heading is nowhere near the head of the river. Instead, it is vaguely in the middle, and as you approach it, it runs underneath Steps Bridge. The Kinderling rafting house looks more like an old shack that has been built up into 2 stories. And as you're approaching, you notice that there are a number of halflings that are out performing work. Some of them are cutting wood, some of them are building up what looks like a fence, some of them are working on the raft itself. And as you're approaching, a stout, portly halfling, balding on the head, looks up at you all and says, "Oh, hi. Good afternoon."
I look up to Velen.
Hey there.
What can I be doing you for?
We're looking to rent a raft?
You need passage upstream?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I no problem. How many of yous are there?
4?
Well, I can count 4, but there might be others hidden about. You can't be too suspicious round these parts.
Just the 4.
You promise?
Well, and a corpse.
There's only 4 of us. Our task is going to involve picking up some remains that are in the river.
Oh.
Or above the river. So we've got stuff to bring him down, we'll need space on the raft for that.
Right.
So 5.
Well, 4 just... Okay. Polly!
And he calls toward the house. And another halfling, a very short halfling woman appears around the corner, and she has just speckled with freckles all over her face. And she says, "Yeah?" And
these folks have to go get a... What was it? Remains?
Yeah.
Body.
A body!
And she says, "All right, okay." And she kind of approaches. "How far am I taking you?"
I guess do we know, out of character, do we know how far we're going?
Fucking Neo knows exactly how far you're going.
I look at Neo.
I tell them exactly how far we're going.
Okay, great.
It's about
How far are we going?
It's about 6 clicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You say that, and she says, "It's no problem." You see she's kind of tipping her head, and she says, 10 gold will cover you.
I look at the Velen.
I'll just pay it. I'm not gonna start bickering. I'm not gonna start bartering over bereavement leave here. Like, this is what it is. I'll give the 10 gold.
I mean, the body kind of adds on to it.
I feel like I could buy a raft for 10 gold. I say very quietly to Velen.
I owe it to Jericho not to be a bitch about his raft hearse.
I think they think we're tourists.
Raft hearse.
I can hear you, you know. I'm right here.
Yep. I turn
10 golds.
Thank you.
Gonna mark that off.
She pockets the gold, and she begins marching her way down toward the dock, and she says, "Follow me!"
Off we go then. We march after her.
All right. You board the raft. Have any of you ever ridden on a boat before, of any kind?
Yes.
Yes. Not a lot.
I've been across an entire ocean.
So, as you climb over the raft, all of you notice that Shelby does not look comfortable on a boat. She has never ridden on a raft or a boat before. And as she steps onto the raft, she says, "No, fucking, this is bullshit." And she is like trying to find a secure place toward the center of the raft, where there is basically just a wooden post railing that people can use to lean on or hold on to should it get rapid. And she has locked herself around it. And as the raft begins to make way away from the dock, the stream, while the river does not look like it's going very fast, the raft picks up speed quickly. And as it is going, the wind is brushing past your face rapidly. Now, if you've ridden a boat before, you do not need to make a con save. However, Shelby does.
Can I be doing something while we're on this quick ride? I want to start putting together that little homemade stretcher while
yes,
on a raft.
You can do that.
Okay.
Shelby rolled really poorly.
Oh, honey.
So you've died of dysentery. As the raft is going down the river, Shelby is poisoned, basically, for the duration. She is suffering.
Ralphing over the side.
She's tossing cookies. Having a bad time. And you are working on the homemade stretcher. Go ahead and give me a crafting check.
It's Dex plus proficiency.
For this one, yes.
Okay.
This is just a matter of assembling the parts.
How long are we going to be on this raft about?
How long is 2 clicks?
6 clicks.
Do I have time to try to do some research in my Beings of Blood book about the connection between lycanthropes and the Feywild?
Yes.
I would like to see if I can find anything that would give me a hint as to what the fuck Raynor is doing.
Go ahead. Roll history with advantage.
One.
You got an
do an
inspiration
inspo.
from Penn, so go ahead and re-roll it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna let you fuck up my brother's raft hearse.
Okay.
I'm stupid, and I
Come
didn't
on.
roll.
What do you want from
There we go.
I expected
It's
better.
It's a 17. I have advantage because of my book.
It's not pretty, Artie.
It's,
Doesn't
yeah.
have to be.
The stitch work is... You are not proud of it. For some reason, it's like you're trying to assemble something that requires delicate motor skills whilst riding a raft.
While you're riding a raft, yeah.
Probably should have thought of this ahead of time.
Probably. It will hold together, but it is fragile.
Just carry him. Don't worry about it.
He's all gooey. No.
I got an idea.
You're not there, Claudia.
I think I got something that might work.
Yeah?
Right.
Oh shit! No, it won't.
Like I
Okay.
said, I'll carry him. It'll be alright. Would I know if I can cure Shelby of her seasickness?
Do you
Since it's
have...
poisoned?
It's not actually poison.
Right.
If you have lesser restoration, you could use that.
Yeah, I'll tap her. I'll just be like, yeah, this should help, and I'll kind of like tap her on the side of her neck and like give her a little push in
Okay?
and give her a lesser resto.
It is night and day, and Shelby, like, sits back on the raft and just... thank you. Ugh. I hate water.
A lot of people do.
It's bullshit.
You get used to it eventually.
Not by choice.
Never said it was.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
And she smiles up at you as she's no longer vomiting. And the sweat, like she was clearly sweating, and she's wiping it away, seeming to have gotten over the terrible motion sickness that had struck her before. With your history, a 17, that's Arcana.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the same plus, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
I have-
never mind.
I have more because of my tattoo. Let me reroll. I'm a dummy.
Oof.
Well,
A 13.
yeah. I guess it's also hard to do homework on a boat. Raft.
Yes, it is. What I will say, the Feywild is home to many beasts of quote-unquote cursed blood. The Feywild is home to all sorts of strange creations of magic, and many of them don't make sense to the eyes of those who look in from the prime material plane. Magic is very powerful in the Feywild. A lot of times, magical effects originating from the prime material plane become magnified in the Feywild.
Well, that's interesting.
That's what you get with a 14. $13, whatever.
Yeah.
Same difference. The DC for that information was 12, so that's what you got.
Okay.
The trip down the river is quiet. It's peaceful. It is not pretty, unfortunately. The forests around the edges of the Gold Wreath River is not... It's not the same. as the rest of the Goldwood. Most of the Goldwood is beautiful, deciduous, and coniferous, and almost like a blend between mild and cold temperate forest. It's beautiful and full of wildlife. But here, along the river, it is more like marshland. The wetlands that kind of bridge the gap between north and south Goldwood. This is where you are. It is not pretty. The wildlife here, the air is filled with the sounds of frogs and toads. There are lizards and vultures that you can hear overhead, and crows, and the sort of birds that would be considered scavengers. It is filled with this cloying smell of decaying vegetation. And as you are sailing on this raft, I need a D100 roll, please.
You got it, Neil?
Yeah, sure. I'll do it. 5.
Wow.
Where's my divine intervention?
What's your passive perceptions?
23.
What am I
Okay.
doing here? 15.
With a 23, Neo, you hear the sudden change in the water. And as you kind of tilt your head to listen, you hear the water being broke behind the raft consistently. And when you look, you catch sight of a creature following the raft.
Do I know what kind of creature it is?
Seems pretty big. You can roll me nature.
Nature's intelligence. Oh, okay. This is not going to be good. 11. Not a clue.
It's a crocodile.
It's crocodile. Okay.
There's the crocodile.
Is he looking vicious towards us? Like, he looking hungry?
No, it's following you because it thinks you have things for sale.
Right. You just gotta be sure. I'll look to the group and go, not to panic you all, but there is a crocodile following us.
Do I know fuck all about crocodiles?
Roll nature.
I'm gonna join in that.
Okay, roll nature.
You guys have got this.
Artie, you're... Oh, hold on. Okay, with 15s, the two of you know that crocodiles are typically carnivorous. They're territorial. They're extremely dangerous when they're already in the water, as they can suddenly surge out of it to a distance of up to 15 feet to harness whatever prey they want. They are very slow on land. And
Water, they are not slow.
In the water, they are not slow at all. No.
Neo's gonna try to pull out some meat and try to, like, throw it and coax it to leave us alone.
Okay, roll animal handling.
I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna be anybody's
17.
Lunch, so I'm gonna...
Okay, Artie, what are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot it in the face with a ray. Frost.
It's just about to leave and you
As
shoot
I'm
it right.
saying,
Wait!
I'm not gonna be anybody's dinner today. No.
Face it away.
Okay,
Amazing.
hold on. So, how big a piece of meat do you throw to it, Neo? What do you have that you're throwing?
Let me go through my pack.
Because if it's a ration, it's basically a piece of pork jerky that's about that big.
Yeah.
Throw Artie.
I didn't really think about what else I would have since I was level 4 meeting up with a group. I just had basic inventory, so...
So, let's be realistic here. It's probably a ration.
That's probably right. I would throw a couple pieces of meat then, a couple rations.
Okay, so you grab a couple chunks of dried pork from a few ration packages, and I guess you'd bind them together and throw it to this crocodile.
Yep.
And as the crocodile surges up out of the water at this meat, Artie, roll me a spell attack.
Specifically, Ray of Frost.
Uh-huh.
Oh, slow
20.
down. Yeah.
20!
Oh boy.
Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And I now have my new firearm thing, so you see like an extra little bit of runic magic swirling around the actual gun, which is now longer, by the way. I installed the rod into it, and it almost looks like an assault rifle at this point. So I get 3d8,
Uh-huh.
17 points of damage.
Okay.
Let's see.
You're
It
giving this crocodile some
crystallizes
super mixed
right over
signals.
the nose of it.
So as this crocodile surges up out of the water, the ray of frost across the mouth, and the pork just boom, right off the snout of the now frozen shut mouth of this crocodile. And the crocodile falls into the water with a and you see water just boiling and roiling around the dried pork that is kind of floating, kind of not. And the crocodile seems to have lost all interest in the raft as it is now arguing with itself whether to flee or to try and eat this pork and then flee.
And look up at Neo and I go, "Do you see the size of me? I'm barely even fucking breakfast for that thing. Not playing no games."
Yeah, and that wasn't fucking necessary.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. Maybe. Nope.
Should have talked to it.
I didn't kill it. I purposely did not kill it.
By 2 hit points.
I literally
shot a croc.
could have talked to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to handle this.
But it was
Starting
a
to
very
not like you.
it was a very good shot. I
Nice.
have to give you that.
I like my new gun.
But next time
I got scared. I'm not gonna lie.
You were literally in no danger.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Okay, Mr. Know-It-All.
And I walk away from
You
Neo.
shot a croc in the face in front of a druid.
Spicy. As that happens, we're going to jump over to the other party. All right. You guys have been traveling through the rain, through the... Just, you're soaking wet at this point. It's just by nature of traveling through a forest in the rain. As you're making your way through the forest and you're following Thomas, you see that ahead of you, through the trees, you catch sight of what looks like a raised stone, a hill, a plateau. It's hard to tell what it is, but as you're approaching it, Thomas says, that's where they were camping. I don't know if they're still there.
The group with the children?
Aye, they were atop of that. I haven't smelled any of their guards, however, so I don't think they're still here. But we can still look for clues.
But if they were here for a long time, the scent would have stuck around, so...
That's why you're here.
Something that I haven't done before.
And Claudia's gonna change into her full wolf form for the first time.
Okay, you turn into a full-on wolf. What do you look like?
I am a wolf, but red. Red wolf.
Okay.
how red? Like the ginger? Or
Like
like,
like pretty much the exact same shade as her hair, so it's like a
Or like a
rust
ginger.
red. Yeah, she's a rusty
Well,
wolf.
I happen to have this from Darlene. I could use that if you want.
I'm like a
Oh.
bigger Darlene.
Hold on. Let me share it with you.
Yeah, that Darlene picture was pretty nice.
I liked the to think that she might have like a little splash of white just on her chest.
How does that look for you?
That's perfect. That's me.
Okay. Claudia, you turn into a full wolf. Unfortunately, that means you cannot speak.
That's fine.
But you can do other wolf verbal things like howl and bark and smell and woof. Go ahead and
a woo.
go ahead and roll perception at advantage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for. I have their scents right here. Lily smells like linen, apples, and oats, and Grace smells like lavender, sawdust, and peaches.
Gideon reaches out and like just puts a hand on Claudia and kind of ruffles the fur between her
Oh.
shoulders. He can't cast guidance or anything like that, but he just,
I feel extra motivated now.
Oh, well, I mean, Tess sure
I
can.
rolled pretty
so.
good. That's true. You can give this
So she
doggo a smack
will.
on the butt.
Yeah,
I
you have
still-
guidance.
No,
I
it'll be.
still have. You blessed me from that ceremony.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. He's
Oh,
still
that's
I have,
right.
I
Yeah.
have perma guidance, so I'll add
You
a
have
d4 on
guidance.
top of that. 24.
24.
Maybe some smells.
As you are in wolf form, are you going to go ahead of the party as you get closer?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a smell that is weird to you. It's a smell that you're not super familiar with, and I'm going to activate the map, but only Claudia is going to be able to see it. It smells of burnt glass. Hold on.
That smelly smell.
It smells smelly. There. And as you're approaching, you can see over the edge of the bluff, this large hill, there are something here. Strange figures that shine in what sunlight there is, hidden behind the clouds. The overcast gray is reflecting off of the nearest one to you. It's a humanoid shape, but it's made of glass. And it looks like it was pieced together by an infant, as if the shards of glass were not meant to be made the way they are. It is looking over the edge of the bluff. It's not moving, but you lay eyes on it.
Do I still have sight of the group?
They're back in the trees behind you.
But they can see me.
They can see you, yes. They can't really see up on the bluff.
I would telegraph to them. I think I'd make eye contact with Tess because she's the most perceptive. I would jerk my head up toward the bluff and then tap my paw on the ground twice to indicate there's 2 people up there.
Should I insight that? Try to
Yeah,
see if
give me
I
an insight
know
check.
What that means.
The DC is going to be 13.
16.
Yeah, you understand what she tries to tell you.
Okay, I'll relay that quietly to the group. Does that mean you want to go on, keep going on your own?
Well,
though?
once she sees that you kind of gather it, she will sit down, look back up at the bluff, look back at you, and tilt her head.
Okay, so we'll kind of go up
Okay.
to where you are.
All right. Let me pull out the rest of yous. And I will put the remaining party here just so they can see what the fuck's going on.
Oh, it's already. Man, you traveled far and fast.
Yup. Fast as fuck.
Just fuck boy.
Okay.
Those things are dope.
Damn, I'm speedy as a wolf.
So,
Claudia in this corner right here.
Claudia, did you go all the way up to one of these
She's right here.
guys?
I'm right
Oh,
here.
okay.
You
didn't
guys
go,
just crept up to
you saw these guys, but you didn't go up to them.
Mm-mm.
Do we still have Pass Without a Trace on us?
here. You can
No,
cast
but you
it.
can cast it again.
If I can cast it.
It's been like 2 hours since your last
Okay.
encounter.
Do we want to investigate this?
yes.
Let's go quietly though, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tess will cast it this time.
Nope.
And I mean, Claudia? I imagine doesn't need stud. She'll just give Blessing of the Trickster to Thomas again.
Oh, okay. As you are preparing and getting out of the woods, it is getting darker and rainier. And as you cast the Blessing of the Trickster on Thomas, let me roll. And Pen, go ahead and he rolled natural 20 again. It's advantage every time. He's okay. Go ahead and tell me where you move in wolf form, because I don't have a wolf token made for you yet. In the meantime, we'll just move
I
this
would
token as you.
I would creep up towards the steps of the bluff.
Okay, roll stealth for me.
Gotcha. Past that trace. Good thing for that, it's a 20 flat.
Okay.
23.
Uh, 30.
Damn. Your knees are in business.
Gideon is motivated.
Yeah.
As he puts the oil away.
Lubricated and motivated.
I want a t-shirt that says that.
Joint
I'd wear it to the
pain.
gym.
Okay. As you all stealth up, Thomas is going to be right here in the middle of you. Thomas is going to look at you, and he's going to try and whisper to you.
Me?
Yeah, you. He's going to say, "Look if there's any bodies or anybody left. Somebody hurt. Anything left behind."
Claudia will nod and she'll go up to this point to try to stay under the cover of the crest of the bluff.
Sure.
But still kind of peek up and see if she can see. Do I smell the corpses?
You smell... You don't smell any death. You do smell blood. You smell blood, and you smell just a little bit, unfortunately, of feces. And you smell... Jesus, it's okay. And you smell the remains of charcoal, of recently burnt wood. You also smell saltpeter?
What is that? To someone who knows more than Penn.
Gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
Powder, yeah.
Thank you.
As you are looking, this entity suddenly, erratically, moves to here.
Does it seem triggered, or does it seem like...
It does not seem like it suddenly noticed something. It just has erratic movements, and as it does move, its feet kind of cut into the ground, and that makes it hard for it to move in a way that looks anything human-like.
Mm-hmm. Do I see this boy now?
Yes.
I would look back at Tess and then tap my foot 3 times. And then
Okay.
tilt my head. Because I can't talk.
Yeah, she can't talk. I'm gonna look back at Gideon and kind of like confer with the rest of the group. We've seen these little guys? Are we close enough to see these little guys, or just
From where you are now? No.
not so much? Okay. All right, I'll go back here and be like, Claudia says there's 3.
3 what?
I don't know. Things?
Wait.
Oh, I can go look. Maybe we should both go look.
Yeah, let's see if we can't use the rain and get behind that. Doo-doo.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Claudia
This
would try
tree
to...
right here. Yeah.
dart. She's got 50 feet of movement, so she wants to just streak under the tree.
Mhm.
Or bush, or whatever that is.
Roll stealth. Anytime you move in a place where you could be in direct line of
Ooh,
sight
not
of
great,
these
but
creatures...
past a lot of trees. So 19.
19.
And you've got your bless or your.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're-
I might as well add that.
You should.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
should.
21. 21.
That makes a difference.
Thanks for reminding me.
As you run behind this tree, this entity, just as you make it behind the tree, it turns and looks in the direction that you just ran in front of. But it doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Do I see that my companions have a sight on these people now? People.
once you move here, either of you, you'll be able to see up into the camp. Gideon and Tess, you see these tall, glasswork humanoid shapes that look like they're just there. They're just standing guard, existing, watching. You're not sure what they're doing. They don't have faces. They look like constructs.
Quietly, Gideon says, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's pretty much Tess's expression too. Should we try to talk to them? They don't seem real friendly.
Are they holding weapons like they are in their
Yes.
beautiful pictures?
Each of them is holding a long glass sword.
Well, they got blades, but they don't have mouths, so I don't know that talking to them is going to do us much good.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Should we try to...
I'll motion Thomas up to us.
He will climb over the edge and move up to you.
You ever seen anything like those before?
He kind of peeks over the cliff. No, what the fuck are they?
I don't know, man. I really want to look around that camp, though.
We could try and surprise them? They look like they're made of glass. I mean...
I have an idea. Right. I can make an image of myself that I can send out first. But they can't hurt me, they'll just hurt the image. And then that way we can see if they'll immediately attack.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
I will take out Dilo's garden. Kind of draw it and get ready.
Claudia, what are you doing?
I'm just crouched.
You're
I see
waiting?
them conversing, and I'm waiting for whatever they do as a trigger.
Okay.
Can you understand us in that form, Claudia?
Yeah.
You just can't talk back? Okay, cool.
Just not as tall.
Okay. I will use Channel Divinity to invoke Duplicity.
All right.
And I'll have my duplicate appear around here.
All right.
And she'll have her hands kind of up and be trying to talk to them.
Okay.
Or like gesture to them. Basically just to see, like, are they going to attack on sight? Can they talk?
As soon as that figure appears, this one raises its glass sword and charges toward it.
Yeah, that figures.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, it tries to attack your duplicate.
Duplicious self.
Your duplicitous individual. It rolled a 5 and a 10. Which I don't think would hit your AC.
It does not.
Okay.
And also my DC is 16 in case that matters for its knowing that it's fake.
Well, if it doesn't hit, then it doesn't see through it.
Cool. Cool.
Then this one runs up.
Oh, jeez.
It is going to make 2 attacks.
Where we want them, though.
It rolled a natural 1 and an 8. Okay. So, they appear to be bested by your illusion.
Okay. I'm gonna look at my friends and be like, well, they don't want to talk. Should I hit them back?
I'm gonna pull a Jericho.
Yeah, baby.
And Gideon's gonna shoot one.
Yeah, as soon as Gideon fires, Claudia will attack. So.
Okay, hold on.
She was waiting to see what they wanted to do. I don't think I could give these guys lycanthropy.
No, I'm
but
afraid
I could
not.
Try.
You could try. A glass wolf would be pretty cool.
A glass wolf.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be stinking fuck.
Wait, we gotta roll initiative, please. So we know what order you're actually in.
Who fucking made these things?
future Artie, I bet.
Farty.
Did my roll go through?
No, it did
I
not.
don't see it now.
Weird.
Good old Farty.
It doesn't even show up in the log. There you go.
There it is.
That's weird. I don't know what happened there.
Lastly is Thomas. He rolls an 8. Okay. Gideon, you're up first. Go ahead and make your attack with Dial's Garden.
Oh my god. Oh, that's actually not a bad roll.
Yeah, you hit. Which
Okay.
one are you aiming for?
This one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, and I didn't change it, so it's still the earth.
Acid.
So yeah.
That seems like a good thing to
10.
use against glass.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was looking at the elements. I was like, acid or lightning.
So
You
Like,
can
12.
pick every shot, or like the beginning of the.
She
day?
has to.
No, it takes a minute.
It takes a
Oh,
minute
you
to
have to-
change it.
I didn't even know that.
It says it.
I've never owned it, so I never thought I
I
needed
know,
to
it's
read
okay.
it.
Don't be rude.
You hit it. The arrow, the acid arrow, slams into this glasswork golem. And as it does, the pane of glass that it hits immediately shatters, and acid just crashes down the side of the golem. And the golem, you hear this kind of eerie just as it turns and looks at you.
Yep.
Anything else in your turn?
Wait, I think I get to attack again. Oh my god, level 5.
Mhm,
Level 5.
5.
Yep.
Well, another terrible roll, but I have pretty good.
It still hits,
bonuses.
yes. So that's 12 plus 5.
17.
Okay. You hit a significant part of this golem, something important that was attached to lots of other pieces, and a huge amount of glass panes just down onto the grass around it, and it looks more and more skeletal than it did a moment before. And the glassware golem raises its sword with another, and that's its turn, or that's your turn.
And- Oh, I'm gonna move too.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna move over here, just so that if they come at me, they don't end up right on top of anybody.
Sure.
And
Tess.
that's my turn.
Tess is gonna toll the dead on the one that Gideon just hit.
Okay.
So wisdom save 16.
What type of damage is this?
Necrotic.
It does not matter if it saves or fails, because necrotic damage does not seem to do anything to these glass golems.
Interesting. Okay.
alive.
Interesting.
They not
They're not
people.
alive. They're not alive. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that has no effect, but it's interesting to see.
Okay.
Right.
You just feel the spell, you cast it, and it just, there's nothing for it to lock onto.
Gotcha.
Claudia, in wolf form, what do you
Yeah.
do?
Little doggo Claudia will run up here and jump on its back.
The left one?
Yes.
Okay.
To bite the shit out of it.
Oh my god. Be careful of your pobs.
Okay. Roll attack.
Pause.
A little pause. Oh, terrible. 11. Good thing I have 2 attacks.
Yeah, that does not hit, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh. Second attack. That's better. But not by much. 14.
It hits.
Okay. Here's the damage. And I'm a battle master. Can I use maneuvers as a doggo?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna try to trip attack it.
Okay.
Alright.
So I believe this is a strength.
I get the yes. Hold on. I almost never use trip attack for some reason. When you hit with a weapon attack, expend 1 superior die to add to the total damage. It must make a strength saving throw DC 15. So I'm gonna roll a D8 to add on top of that.
It rolled a 9.
Aw, 1 point of damage. But
Okay.
I knocked it down.
You deal 6 points of damage and you knock it prone.
Yeah, so I'm just looming over it, growling.
And a clattering sound of dropping a pile of windows. The glasswork golem falls prone. And it doesn't emote because it's a construct. It doesn't really react at all, but it is on the ground.
Yes. That's me.
Okay. This glasswork golem moves around the rock, and ends its move here. It will take its dash action.
Go away!
That's its turn. Thomas will leap up onto the cliff, sees this one's really low, will run over here, attack the one that's super low with his scimitar.
Scimitar.
Scimitar. He hits it with a 16. He deals... Oh boy. He deals 5 points of damage. It's still alive, but barely.
Come on, Tommy boy.
He will try again.
Come on, pretty boy.
Yeah.
That's a 20 to hit. That is.
Nice.
What
See?
can Scimitar do, boy?
And he rolls max damage for 11 points of
Yay!
damage. This glasswork golem is destroyed. It is suddenly, whatever semblance of motion, of life that was in it, it just gives way, and all the glass panes just flatten on the ground.
God, so noisy.
Yeah, we're not being quiet about this.
See, this is what happens when you compliment people.
And Thomas readies himself to attack the other one, but that's his whole turn. This is dead. It's now the prone glasswork golem's turn. He's going to get up.
Oh, I just knocked it down.
Yep, that's how it goes.
Gets up again.
He gets up, and then he's going to attack the dog that just knocked it over.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Can I get a ow, ow?
That's a 12 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
Yeah. It will attack again.
Boy, he's not rolling well.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, I
Got
shouldn't have said
hit.
that.
Hold on. I need to read this real quick.
Oh, what?
You
No.
read what?
It's bad when the DM has to read.
I agree.
Ah.
It is not a magical attack.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're immune, right? Or something like
No,
that.
I'm not immune, I'm resistant.
It deals 5 points of slashing damage.
So it does nothing.
It deals nothing, because your damage threshold is
I
higher
have a
than
damage threshold of 10.
Shit.
Isn't that amazing?
Where
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, you're
Gideon.
Problem is, if I'm downed, I could lose my mind forever.
You're a badass.
I don't like
It's
that.
okay. We're just gonna
Ooh.
hold a third level spell slot for you all the time. It's gonna be fine.
I will take aim next at the golem that just attacked Claudia because what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
The dog.
Uncalled for.
That's not fun.
What's a dog doing?
What's the dog do?
That's terrible. One
That
Very
does
arrow
not-
shaken seeing a
That
dog
does not
attacked.
hit, no.
it goes wide. That's much better.
You hear it
That's
just...
so rude.
28 hits, yes.
18 points of damage. Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
Fuck him up.
Level 5,
That's
you guys.
amazing.
Level 5. All right. Anything else in your turn, Gideon?
No.
Tess.
Better now. Tess will move her duplicate over. Also targeting the one that just attacked Claudia, but is going to move 10 feet back and is going to thorn whip it and pull it away from Claudia. Or try to, anyway. And thorn whip through her duplicate to try to pull it away from Claudia.
Okay.
16?
That hits. It is yanked to you. And Thomas is... "Ah!" as it goes right by him. 6 points of damage. Okay. It is not immune to damage. So you yank it over, and it is shambling and unsteady on its feet, as this construct does not seem super durable. All right. Anything else you can turn, Tess?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was sorry. I can't move my duplicate, but I was trying to move myself back first and yank it kind of in my direction.
Well, it
So
did
it'll,
move in your
attack.
direction, but it can't.
No, but like in front of me. Like if I was gonna move my duplicate kind of back over here.
Okay.
So
So
it
you'd
could,
have to
attack.
move you.
Yeah. Oh, I would have to move me. Okay, that's right. Sorry, I was looking at my duplicate.
Oh, it's no
Yeah.
worries. So it
You
goes
went
here.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
that's right. The idea being that it like has an idea to maybe attack my duplicate next instead of Thomas or Claudia.
Sure. It is responding to what is actually hitting it.
Cool.
Claudia.
This bitch is my dinner.
It's a woo time.
It's glass.
Finally.
It's angry woo time.
Angry a woo.
Angry woo.
14.
Oh. All right, yeah, that is.
Woo.
Keep thinking you're saying.
Papa
ooh.
gave me permission to a woo, and a woo I shall.
7 points of damage. Okay,
And then attack again.
go ahead. Wait, are you attacking this one?
Yeah, I'm attacking the one in front of me.
Just checking. 19 hits.
Rawr.
6 points of piercing damage. All right. Yep, you take good swipes.
Glass in my teeth.
Doesn't bother you.
Ooh,
It's true, I'm a werewolf.
you're immune to glass teeth.
Apparently. It's now this glasswork golem's turn. It doesn't like that, so it's going to use all of its unique and powerful abilities.
It's swing sword.
It suddenly shines with a bright light gathered from the suns above. And as this
raining.
happens, there's enough light to make this work because there has to be.
Yes, let's do its thing.
So I need a Constitution saving throw from Claudia and from Thomas. Yeah, that's good. I'll roll for Thomas. Claudia, you do take half damage and you are not blinded. Thomas also saves. So, both of you take a huge amount of damage. Just immense.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes. 14 points of radiant damage halved because you saved. So 7. And that's it.
So, is my damage threshold for all types of damage?
No. For non-magical
So-
damage.
Okay, so for radiant damage, I do take that, so it's 7.
Yes.
Gotcha. It's gonna be hard to remember, but I'll get it.
It's listed in your
Yeah,
feet.
but there's a lot. There's a lot there.
Just read it.
read your face.
It's not that bad. Okay, it's now Thomas's turn because that took the golem's whole turn. Thomas is going to... Well, he can either deal with the one that's... Yeah, he's going to deal with the one that's in melee with him. He will swing a scimitar.
Matter.
With a 21 to hit, he hits. And he deals 9 points of damage, which destroys this golem. Thomas will then give a thumbs up to the illusory Tess and run over here to flank this golem with the dog. And then is going to attack with advantage. Oh, Thomas, that's not good. He rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no.
That's his turn. All right. Gideon, you're up.
Okay. Gideon's gonna run over here. Be careful of the glass. And shoot again, but at this boy.
Okay, roll an attack.
Nope. Terrible. Rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Yep,
Draws and tries again. Oh
that
my God,
cannot
rolls a
hit.
2. Oh wait,
Oh my
no, that
God,
was a
the same
19. I
Ni-
lied.
Yeah, that's much better than a 2. That's
Way
awesome.
different.
A 28
You've been
You've been
certainly
rolling really
hits.
great. You've been really, really great on your second time.
I know, I can't read my dice. So that's 14 points damage.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Pretty good damage.
Tess, you're up.
Tess, I mean, I guess, like, Thornwhip, at this point, I kind of don't want to move him, but also, whatever, he's probably dying, so Illusory Tess will do another little Thornwhip thingy, because I have no idea if he'll take regular damage from my crossbow. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
I feel like a window would take damage from your crossbow.
Yeah, that's
They
possible.
went
That's
to a
true.
regular window.
True, and that's true and possible.
Oh.
No.
I'm afraid a natural one cannot hit.
Oh,
Lots
Does
of natural
not-
ones today, guys. What's up?
does not matter.
The
Because
thorn
real
whip,
Tess can't really see.
as it swings toward the golem, Thomas is on his way around, and as he's swinging the scimitar around, the thorn whip wraps around his wrist, and he's like, "Oh!"
Shit.
And
Sorry.
that was the natural ones. That's how that failed.
Your natural
Hilarious.
ones collided.
Claudia,
Beautiful.
it's your turn.
Rough. I do the thing.
Do the thing.
I do it.
You have advantage.
Oh shit. You right.
You hit.
Thanks, Tommy boy. Okay.
Both hit. 7?
Attack. Yeah.
Okay. And then your second attack, go ahead.
Yeah. Come on, natty 20. No, it's not a natural 20, but it's still pretty good.
It still hits.
Going for his glass jugular.
How do you want to do this?
I go for his glass jugular.
Okay. You
Arr.
hurl yourself up toward the vague neck area of the glass golem, and as you chomp down, you feel the glass give away like rock candy between your teeth. And as it does, glass just seems to pour out as the entire construct collapses on the ground in a pile of pains. And that's the end of combat.
Band name.
Now, as we have finished that combat, it is 9:30.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to scan this campsite next time when we play. For the rest of you, the other group that is on their way down on the raft, heading down the river. Neo, you see the tree, but there is no body hanging from it.
Oh man.
You did this, Simic. You put this in the world.
Get bent. Oh.
That's awful.
I look to the group and go, the body's missing.
You sure
Oh,
that was
no.
the tree?
Yes.
We'll look over at the guide that we have
Oh.
on the raft.
She's
Do
just kind of looking at you.
Do you travel this way often, or in the past day or so?
No, not unless we have to.
Come on, let's take a look around and see if there's any signs that it got up and walked away.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll,
the rope is still there.
yeah. I'll take a look around.
Overhanging the river, like where he was hanging,
Mhm.
or is it like a little inland?
So the tree that he was hanging from is enormous. It's a very large oak tree that was reaching out over the river, and the roots of it were so dense and thick that the tree itself was almost canted. There is a rope hanging from the tree branch, but it has been shorn away.
It looks cut.
It
Is
looks
that what
cut.
shorn means, I'm assuming?
Are there any animals in the area?
Roll a perception.
Ah,
No
Have you
crap.
seen a body?
I'm gonna whisper to my goddess and ask her if this was her doing or not.
Oh boy.
Roll a wisdom plus proficiency.
You'll get to see my new dice too.
With a 16, there's lots of marshland animals around. There's frogs, there's lizards, there's snakes. With a 25,
Pretty good.
you hear, Oh, no, it wasn't me.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, and I'm going to try to find an animal close to the tree.
Okay. With that high perception, you see that there is a toad kind of seated down by the base of the trunk. Just chilling.
I'm gonna head over and talk to the toad.
I'll take a look under the water.
And I'm gonna be like, hey buddy, you here often?
Yeah.
Did you see a body hanging from that tree yesterday?
Yeah.
You see what happened to it?
Yeah.
Want to tell me what happened to it?
The toad kind of blinks.
Humans.
How many?
Does frog count?
There is a long pause.
Frogs are very smart, okay?
This is a toad.
Why? But this
This is
toad
the
is
toad,
like, why
though.
the fuck am I even talking to you?
The toad eventually says,
I don't know.
All right. Any idea how long ago? Was it before the rain started?
Yeah.
All right. Last night?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Ask them which way they went.
You
Did we
see?
just hear her ribbiting?
yeah.
I look at the
did-
guide and this is just normal. Don't worry about
Did
it.
you did you see? Could you tell which direction they went from here?
Sun's rise.
Okay. Thanks again.
Yep.
I'm gonna head back to the others and share the information that the toad gave me.
Neo, did you say that you are checking in the water?
Yep.
Roll perception.
Da, 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 da.
Are you like going in?
Yeah, I'm jumping into the water.
It was nice knowing you. It's fucking crocodile. I look at Bella. It's fucking crocodiles.
God, it's 11. It's not good.
It's pretty murky.
Yeah,
If
pretty
you want to
murky.
burn an inspiration, there's a
I
chance.
don't have any.
Okay.
Actually,
I can give you one.
Oh, well, thank you. That would be quite good.
Yeah, since you're doing this thing.
Okay.
It's not much better. It's a 14.
It does make a difference.
Oh, well, that's good.
With a 14, you see through the murk, there is something glinting in the bed of the river below.
I'll swim down to it.
You find a silver battle axe.
I will grab it and I'll bring it up.
They left it.
Well, whoever took him didn't want this.
You see that as you have emerged from the water and you look down at it, it is bent, slightly mangled. The axe head of it is fine, but the wooden handle is cracked and damaged.
It's gonna be hard to come back and adjust this. I have to tell Claudia.
Do we track them?
I feel like all of the trackers are in the other group.
I know a little, but the rain. I mean, a lot of the sign is gonna be gone.
Do you think I'm just useless then? Is that what you think of me?
You know what? No, I don't really think much of you. I'm being honest. We just met like yesterday.
All right, gentlemen, please.
Oh, I meant that genuinely. I was not trying to be rude.
Well, that's
I understand.
understandable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you can track them? The toad said they headed towards the sun's rise.
Probably.
We can at least get an idea of something. I don't know. I hate to go back and just be like, well, here's a busted ass axe.
Alright, so let's quickly just think this out. What use would they have with a dead body? Is the only thing that I can think of is intimidation or taunting. They might try to set us up.
But the trap
no
is a
other-
trap for Claudia.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting at. Either intimidation to show them they mean business, or they're gonna try to bait us in with it. There's no other use for
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. Velen, you cast a leveled spell.
I did.
Roll me a charisma save.
Sure.
What?
You did with the cure wounds too.
That
I
was
did. That was a long time ago, though.
She healing worded that. Still a leveled spell, but
Oh, was it just for her then?
That's what I'm thinking.
just for her.
Okay, okay.
Ooh, oof, oof.
Okay,
Good thing
don't worry
she's
about it.
charismatic as shit.
Anyway, continue.
great tits and correct opinions about everything.
If it was a trap for her, why would they put the body up there in the first place?
Intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
Rainer swinging his big old dick.
There's plenty of other ways to do that.
I know, but what can I say? It's possible that Vera's people took it down because it was an ugly thing to do.
I'll turn and look to Shelby. What do you think?
I think if Rainer's guys did do this, they're trying to get a rise out of Claudia, which means they also know that you know. And if they know that you know, they got eyes closer than I'm comfortable with.
That's a good point.
Don't know if we should poke our head into this anymore without the rest of the group.
I think that's wise, Artie.
How's Claudia gonna handle Jericho being gone?
She's not gonna like it. But she's not gonna like any of this.
We gotta keep a wrap on her because she can make a very irrational decision on a moment's notice with this all going on. And I think that's what they're gonna play into.
Are there any birds around?
Yeah, there's some crows hanging out on some branches nearby.
The toads aren't good enough for you? I met
gonna-
a perfectly nice toad.
Are you still able to talk to animals?
Sure, it's 10 minutes.
Can you grab a bird for me? And I'll point to one of the crows.
Hey, pretty lady. My friend here wants to ask you a favor.
What's in it for me?
What you want?
Berries?
Can you make berries happen?
Yep.
He says he can do that.
Okay. And the crow flies down and like perches on the ground near you, expectantly.
Berries.
I'll
What's
cast
the favor?
Goodberry.
One's enough to feed a man for a day.
Yeah.
How many have you had? You cast Goodberry and you give it to the crow?
Not yet. I'll hold it so the crow knows I have it. And I look to Velen. Ask him if he'll fly towards the sunrise. And let me look through him.
All right. Dylan thinks a minute about how to phrase that.
Hard to translate. Talk.
And then she says, how do you feel about having a passenger behind your eyes? It sounds pretty weird to me, too. But what he wants you to do is fly towards the sun's rise, and he'll see what you see.
There's like a long pause. Too bad!
says
Yeah.
2 berries.
Good berry makes how many? I think I have to roll for it.
10.
Go double check.
And it makes
10
10.
berries.
And
Good. Yeah. 2 berries.
You
Oh.
got it.
I will give the crow 2 berries, and then I will cast Beast Sense, my last spell.
As the crow leans forward and plucks up one of the berries in its beak, it kind of leans up and with its talons picks up the other berry and looks up at you as you cast Beast Sense. And suddenly, you are looking at yourself.
Not the first time, but fine.
The crow lifts off into the air and begins to fly east. As it does, you kind of have the perspective of this crow as it's looking left and right and down. It's not super easy, as it is clearly but fighting the wind and the rain, but it is proficient enough. It's flying high over the treetops. Roll perception for me.
Okay. Does it have any special senses?
No,
Okay, just gotta double check.
it's not an eagle.
I know. Gotta check. Why did it do that? Come on, man. It went from 20 to 3.
Here, do you wanna inspiration to reroll that?
If you want to give it, sure.
Yeah,
Take
go
one.
for it. Go for it.
This feels like the time to do that.
24.
That's way better.
That's better.
How long does Beast Sense last?
An hour, and I will spend that whole hour looking.
Okay. With a 24, I need to know, because it's not going to happen for a bit, for the next 30 minutes, what does the rest of this party do? Just wait?
Well, while
done
he's
well.
doing that,
Three.
I'm like, oh, I think he's just gonna ride the bird. Did we like get back on the raft and start heading back? So we're not just standing here in the rain like idiots for an hour?
Yeah, I definitely think we should start heading back. I can send them the ring with a message and let them know. Maybe let Gideon know that body's missing. We're on our way back. Yeah, I mean, I could just send them a ring back and not leave the details in there, but I think it's...
Well, I think then they probably just think we're in trouble.
No, I mean, I could have still put a message on it. Or writing. Either or. I
don't think it's fair to leave them operating in ignorance. I hate the news that we have, but I don't think hiding it from them is going to help anything.
Me neither. And maybe it'll give Gideon a heads up if somehow they run into them and see it, you know, it won't be a total shock.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell the guy to start heading back, and I'm going to magical tinker. Do you want me to be quiet about it so I could have it say it, or I could have it written on the ring? A little discretion, maybe.
Have it written so that
Okay.
it's not, I mean, what if they're in the middle of something?
Good point. Good point. I'm gonna do magical tinkering on the ring, and just have it written on the outside band. Body missing, heading back now. And I'm gonna use that ring of teleportation to teleport it into Gideon's hand.
You know, now that you are aware of magic and non-magical items, this ring is a magical item. It cannot be magically tinkered.
You always just tie a note to it.
That was gonna be my backup plan. Touch a tiny non-magical object. I'm gonna do the note thing then, and see if it works.
Okay, so where do you teleport the ring to?
Gideon's hand.
Okay. As you concentrate on it and you focus on Gideon's hand, the ring vanishes from your hand and the note drifts to the floor. Gideon,
No.
the ring appears in your hand.
Oh shit.
What am I doing when that happens? Are we fighting?
I think it's your right hand, and you've literally just released Dilo's Garden, and the ring appears right in your palm.
Oh no!
Oh man. The note didn't go.
Oh,
so that
man.
might be a little bit of a problem.
Well, we tried.
As that happens, Neo, you're looking through the eyes of this crow. With that high perception roll, you see all sorts of things throughout the forest. You see groups of individuals moving extremely quickly. You see creatures that are partially human, partially wolven, partially bear. You see they're moving very fast. West, east, north, south, in all directions. There's a group of 3 that are moving slower. They're carrying something. When the crow is flying over them, and you're looking through the treetops, what they're carrying is not the body you saw hanging from the tree. You see they're carrying the body of a woman. A woman wearing hides with dark hair. And at that moment is where we're going to stop the session tonight.
Oh
What?
shit.
Shit.
Wait a minute.
Dun dun dun.
Does Neo recognize the woman?
Never.
No.
I mean, Vera.
He's never seen her.
Never met Vera.
We don't know if it's Vera.
I know.
The lady is being carried.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if it's Vera, but
I
like,
really hope it's not Vera. I like her.
it sounds like Vera.
I mean, it could
You
also
like
just
her.
be. It could also
Shut
just
up.
be Jericho
She has a hot
reincarnated
voice.
into a girl.
No, but Pearl. Are you ready to said that she didn't have anything to do with it?
No, she didn't.
The
She
body
said that she
missing.
didn't cut down the body or make it be missing.
That's true.
Yeah,
She'd totally
that's-
not be straightforward with that.
She would, because she was a fucking asshole, and I regret.
Well, I hope that was a fun welcome back.
Ah,
What?
very
It's gonna
fun.
be tense.
I gotta
Tess is
keep
gonna
it.
freak out as soon as they
I've been
get that
thinking about
ring.
this all fucking week, dude. What the fuck?
Gotta keep
That
it
better not be
interesting.
Vera. I like Vera. I don't care what anyone thinks. She has a hot voice, and I want her to step on me, and that is the truth.
Oh dear. Oh dear, dear.
Oh.
Okay, darling. All right, everybody. As we near the end of the session, as always, we're going to dive into the RP vote. So,
Start with me.
okay.
Not, like, you're not.
I'm gonna
neither
start
You,
with-
you should start at one end or the other.
I'm
so
going to start alphabetically with Dooch.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Gotta
That's
give
where I always do it.
for that ceremony.
Tess? Okay.
Aw,
Yeah,
thanks.
100%. That was well put.
Dude, still my thunder.
Hellfrog.
Yep.
Hmm. Oh my gosh. I kind of. I want to give it to Neo, actually, for his scene with Velen where he really fucked up the message from his god.
Immediately.
And he's like, "You're
Some funny shit.
brother?" He's like, "Wait a minute, let me check back." He's like, "Here's 20 gold." Like, it was just, it was good.
Very good.
That was pretty good.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you, thank you.
Pen.
I'm gonna give it to Tess for that ceremony. Thanks, dude. She stole my thunder. Because you made me cry. How dare you?
Oh,
But it was
I'm
beautiful,
sorry.
and I appreciate the thought you put into it.
I worked on it real hard.
It was wonderful.
It was
amazing.
great. Remembered Orison.
God, it's hard. It's hard. I think it's gonna be Dooch for his commitment to already being real bummed that
Also
he's
very
magical. Like God, the scene where like clearly Solite is trying to check on Claudia. He's like, "Well, I'm magical, and it's a problem." Like, so so good.
Things that are problems for Artie.
He needs a hug.
Okay.
It is.
Sal.
It was a very good RP session. I enjoyed a lot of the interactions tonight. But I also have to give it to Tess for her ceremony. It was just so good. Like that excuse me. Being able to weave the lore of the gods together for the ceremony, I found it very effective. It was just very cool. Good job.
Okay. And lastly, but not leastly, Simic.
You know what the worst thing about going last is? The person you want to give it to, everybody else has already said every other reason they should get it. So, Tess, you can have it for literally everything else everybody said.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
It is Hellfrog is right. It is always a hard decision.
It's really hard.
Every
Like,
week.
I want to
Because
compliment
everyone in
all
this
of you.
group is so good at
For real.
RP.
Honestly, you all do great. And I want to give honorable mention to Claudia for asking the question of Thomas. I want to give honorable mention to Simic for I'm starting to not like you. Just dealing with the crocodile was so good. Fuck.
We're gonna have an Artie Jericho enemies to friends arc
Yeah.
eventually.
It'll happen anyway. I'm glad to be back. Thank you all for playing with me tonight. I missed you all, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.
Yeah.
For
It was
the
fun.
thrilling, terrible conclusion of whatever the hell is gonna happen.
I hope that's not Vera, but I hope it's not my reincarnated brother as a woman. He's gonna be so confused.